Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts,
and that's facts though. I talk factos. That's J Babe, I go Astro. Floating focused on my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a refloater, I do what I wanna. Stacking the winter, sunbathing the summer. My chakras aligning, I shock 'em like Blanco. Only Pope we acknowledge a nigga is Paulo.
At these events, I'm a god to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodging a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fair, yeah, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the Chico, my squad got the Chico. Game in a drought, yeah, they starving the people. Blaming and doubt, make it harder to eat, yo. Not a placebo, this not a placebo.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts.
Started in Richmond, art of my district. Heart of the mystics, started for biscuits. Father to Isfits, martyr to misfits. God is my witness, God on my hit list. Moving the weight, we started with fitness. Moving with states, we art of the richest. Give me the blues, my heart is in Memphis. It's part of adventure, started my venture. The F is for food, the A is for art. The C is for clothes, I'm playing my part. T is for tech, I'm playing it smart. S is for shelter, I stay in the park. Acres on acres, get lost in the dark. We playing a part, we playing it smart. Facts, facts,
okay.
Yeah.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. They can't get exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts,
It's a movie.
Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Welcome to another episode of Melanin Mondays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar, in the building. Yes, sir. Tell me if y'all can hear the sound effects, because I can't hear them shits. Let me know, please. Let me know. I'm going to have to do a little bit of diagnostics. Shout out to, first and foremost, shout out to my good brother Black Light. All right. Microphone. We able to fix the sound issues on the microphone. Provided by our good brother Black Light. All right, our audio technician. He came through. Salute to him. You dig? Yeah, man. Let's go ahead and do the roll call. Do you hear the sound effects though? I can't hear the sound effects in my headphone. We tweaking, we working on that as we go along. Let me know. I know you can hear the microphone, but let me know if you can hear the sound effects. Harlem in a building. Yeah, we doing okay. We doing a roll call real quick. Y'all wasn't even waiting and shit. Y'all just jumped right into. Yes, South Carolina is in the building. Shout out to South Carolina in the building. Salute to SC. Salute to the low country. That's right. Black Light, what's good, my good brother? I give thanks, man. That came right on time. Harlem in the building. Nevada in the building. Stone Mountain in the building. Milwaukee in the building. Bam in the building. Okay. All right. No sound effects. Don't worry about it. We're going to get to it. All right. Houston in the building. Peace. DC in the building. Yeah, I know. Detroit is in the building. Bama, baby. The BX. All right. Los Angeles in the building. Rome in the building. North Cackalack in the building. All right. T-Town, Georgia. I don't really know what that is, but yeah, T-Town, Georgia. Banneker City. Bam in the building. Cali Swaggart in the building. Sanford was happening. Peoria was really good. Norfolk was popping. Washington, D.C., Brownsville, hide your chain. Pre 9/11 Bronx, talk black to me. You know what I'm talking about? San Francisco, Bakersfield, I see you. Arkansas, Hartford, Connecticut. I was in Hartford. Charlotte, Connecticut. Chicago in the building. Shout out to Chicago. Bomba Clyde, J.A. Jamaica, Westmoreland. What you know about it? Westmoreland, the blood clot. Duval. I see you, little Duval. That's you. Toronto, Bay Area. That's right. Arkansas. Yeah, you make sure y'all hit that like button. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we are live on the air in the building, live at Melanin Melanin Monday. Episode 218. That part. Yeah, we here. London, or I'll go on London. In it, man across the pond. All right. Staten Island in the building, Los Angeles in the building, some SC in the building. That's right. PR and ATL. Delaware in the building. Mount Vietnam. Damn, y'all getting it cracking over there. I see that. Danville, Virginia. That's not on I-95. I don't think I've ever been there. North Oakland. Stiff Cliff, Texas. Shit. My goodness. I don't want to receive my mail at Stiff Cliff. Shout out to Stiff Cliff, Texas in a building. Lemuria. Yeah, we going. Yeah, take it there. Yeah, Prince Namor is in the building. That part. Compton. Straight out of Compton to this day. Colorado. I like that. Colorado. That's a good. Everybody give me wrong choices only. Where y'all from? God damn it. Fuck it. Yeah, I want to hear the slang. I want to hear what's the nickname of your hood? Not not the white man's term. You know what I'm talking about? Where's the dangerous side of town where y'all from? Hilltop, West Philly. Wakanda's up in this bitch. Is that Shuri? I see you. Uncle Red, I've been studying. Man, you must be super sharp if you've been studying that long. You on one. Beantown, D Mecca, Bucktown. You know what I'm talking about? I think that's how we should do roll call moving forward. Chocolate City, Bompton. You see the spice? It's different. Veer. You see the spice? It should sound different. Shaolin. I think we should just stick with that. Y'all. Southeast. Bombed up in this thing, you know what I'm saying? The whole, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I feel like this feels more like home. This feels more like I know where y'all from, other than you niggas giving out your zip code and whatnot. This looks a little more personal. You know what I'm saying? We in the hood now, baby. The Valley. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Yay, Guns Point, Land of Entrapment. You feel me? Yeah, we lit. East Flat, I know where that's at. South Mexico. Chico, the Migos is out there. They got them things. Okay, with BMF documentary. 60th in LAAK, Little Afghanistan. I make my own sound effects. South Jersey, Dodge City, PG, Maryland. That's right. Oh, shout out your hood. Like, represent your hood, man. Frisco, the sucker free to get low. Killer Bay, baby. This Jersey, best die, do or die, baby. You know what I'm saying? Brownsville, never read, never will. The North Pole, Killer Bay. Bad news. Kansas City Misery. Shark City, VA. Is that you, Av? Let me find out. You know what I'm saying? There we go. There we go. That's more like it. This should sound like a lot of bags of Zaza. All of these different names. 44 acre shakers. That's right. 305, the bottom. Money is a major issue, right? Dade County, Greensville. So now that we've established that the hood is in here, you know what I'm talking about? Now that we've established that KKK Clayton, NC. Shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad I asked y'all for the hoods that y'all repping, so I get a better understanding of who I'm talking to, you know? But it's definitely oh, hold on, I couldn't miss this one. The Murder Mitten. Cashville, Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? Cashville, Tennessee. You dig? Oh, I guess we'll talk about that a little later on. But yes, shout out to everybody in the building that has pulled up. Greetings to every single one of y'all. Yes, indeed. This is an episode of Melanin Mondays. Actually, episode 218 to be exact, you dig? And the title of this episode is In Trust We Trust. We got a special guest coming through a little later on. You know, I'm talking about my good brother Angel. And I also got Blue Pillar supposed to be pulling up and whatnot. We got a monumental show that's going to be lined up for you. You feel me? We have a powerful workshop coming up this Wednesday. And we also have a bomb ass deal taking place. We have a bomb ass Cyber Monday, because I did not forget that it's Cyber Monday. And I've been giving out deals all day to people on the internet and whatnot. But I'm like, yo, there's nobody more loyal than the Melanin Monday crowd. Y'all be up in this thing with me every Monday, jam-packed. Sometimes I be on this bitch midnight, 1 a.m. and whatnot. Sometimes I come on early like this. But, you know, the loyalty definitely has to be reciprocated, you know. So I was talking to my team today, and I was like, yo, I want to do a deal for my Melanin Monday family and whatnot. You know, just it's so convenient that Cyber Monday lands on a Monday. So we got to hook y'all up. So what we're going to be doing for the first 22 people is we're going to be giving you a buy one, get one free. All right. Buy one, get one free. I receive a lot of emails from people who've missed certain classes and workshops and master classes and lectures. And they ask me, Brother Red, when is the price ever going to go down? Because those, you know, those prices are kind of hefty and whatnot. And I say to them, no worries, good brother or good sister. We're going to have a sale very soon. So today is the day that we're going to have that sale. I don't know when the next sale is going to be. All I do know is that we got the mother effing sale popping today. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm about to play 2 commercials and get to the, you know, to the commercials to pay the bills, right? And then we'll be right back. Yeah, so may the best man and woman win. All right. The next 22, we got you on the buy one, get one free. Take full advantage. That part.
Okay, the food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C notes. Facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts. Found out that hacks, put it underneath the rap. Facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts. We in your city, full of what we had.
Facts though, I talk factos. That's J Babe, I go Astro. Floating focused on my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a real floater, I do what I wanna. Stack in the winter, sunbathe in the summer. My chakras align and I shock them like Blanco. Only Pope we acknowledge a nigga is Pablo.
At these events, I'm a god to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodging a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fair, yeah, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the Chico, my squad got the Chico. Game in a drought, yeah, they starving the people. Blaming it down, make it harder to eat, yo.
Hold on.
flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a real floater, I do what I wanna. Stacking the winter, sunbathing the summer. My chakras align and I shock them like Blanco. Only Pope we acknowledge a nigga is Pablo.
At these events, I'm a thought to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodging a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fair, yeah, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the Chico, my squad got the Chico. Came in a drought, yeah, they starving the people. Blaming it down, make it harder to eat, yo. Not a placebo, that's not a placebo.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo. Till in the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up what we. Facts, facts.
Started in Richmond, started my district. Part of the mystics, started for biscuits. Father the isfits, martyr the misfits. God is my witness, God on my hit list. Moving the weight, we started with fitness. Moving with face, we ordered the riches. Give me the blues, my heart is in Memphis. As part of adventure, started my venture. The F is for food, the A is for art, C is for clothes, I'm playing my part. T is for tech, I'm playing it smart. S is for shelter, I stay in the park. Acres on acres, get lost in the dark. We playing a part, we playing it smart. Facts, facts, okay.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo. Till in the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up what we at. Facts, facts.
Check. So we have KTLUniversity.com, KTLUniversity.com, Cyber Monday deal. When you get the Facts 24 lecture, you get a free lecture of your choice. It doesn't matter what it is, a workshop, a lecture, a masterclass. You get to choose. It's only $44, but that is only available to 22 people in the building. Please make your next move your best move. I wish I had my bomb to go off, but we working on the sound right now. But yeah, man, that is the deal that we have for Cyber Monday. Buy one, get one free. You get you a ticket and you get you a free lecture of your choice. It could be a 7-hour jump off, a 4 or 5 hour. Just go on the site and you pick out what you want. And yeah, we'll take it from there. Okay. So salute to everybody. Thank you for your support over, especially the last 2 years from 2020 up into 2022. I've been doing a lot of my workshops and online lectures and whatnot. And the support from our family, our KT aliens, has been definitely something that I have to reward you back for. You know what I mean? I'm very thankful, very grateful, and very honored for the support. So I want to say thank you. Okay. And we'll leave it at that. You dig? So yeah, that part. Real quick, let me rub my eyes. Shit. And it's not a tearjerker moment. It's just that I got something in my eyes. Don't worry about it, guys. Yeah, man. So what's good though? How's everybody doing? How was your strong end? I don't like to say weekend. How was your strong end? How was everybody's? You have family in town, or you probably was visiting and shit like that. You know what I mean? How's that coming together? How was your experience? Hopefully everybody had a great strong end and was able to see family and connect with loved ones and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And we're here now, moving into the month of December. Okay. November is over just like that. You know what I mean? It's wrapping up just like that. This calendar year, this fiscal year of 2022 is definitely, the countdown is here. Countdown is here. So we are at the tail end of a beautiful, beautiful year, right? And I say that, I say that sparingly because this has been a very interesting year nonetheless. Shit, November was something else. Man, 2022 was something else. This whole goddamn run was something else. This whole 12 months was a lesson upon a lesson upon a lesson upon a lesson. So, I'm thankful for it. I am very thankful for it. I'm honored that I've been able to skate through this year, or I wouldn't even say skate. I've been able to move and maneuver and navigate through this year. And here we are. Here we are. Quiet as kept. You feel me? Here we are. Salute to Cleveland in the building. Yes. Yeah, definitely lessons. That would be the name. Definitely lessons, Uh right before the pandemic, everyone was rioting. Yeah, you remember that? Remember that? Remember right before the pandemics, they had the shit in France with the yellow vests. There was a few riots taking place around the world and shit. Then the pandemic came and all of that shit just ceased. Now they rioting in China. I seen a situation take place in China. They was going a little hammy. They was going ham hocks. They was throwing them fucking iron gates like that shit was paper planes and whatnot. The people are fed up over there. So we're gonna monitor that and see what comes about it. But China, I don't know. You know what I mean? That's that government don't play. You know what I'm saying? If you did the history on China, you would know what I'm talking about. Like they caught a lot of bodies. You know what I'm saying? They put a lot of people. They caught a lot of. They committed genocide in order for that government to be what it is today. You know what I mean? So they not just about to let somebody protest and knock down a government, but it's worth looking. It's worth paying attention to. Austell, Georgia, checking in. Shout out to the Austell. Shout out to the Austell. 1122. Those are spiritual numbers. It most definitely is. It most definitely is. What are y'all visions for 23? What do you feel is gonna come with 23? Do you think that that's gonna be a better year for the Mondim? You know what I mean? Do you think that that's gonna be a more relaxed type of year? Let me go ahead and turn this little backdrop, this virtual shit. I keep disappearing in the bushes like I'm Homer Simpson meme or something. Let me turn that shit off. Here we go. Let me jump into the crib. There we go. That's a little bit better. Somebody said, Jason, transform me. I like to hear that. That's beautiful, man. That sounds like a whole Netflix story right there. Jason done transform me. That's a beautiful thing. Because we know with transformation, it just doesn't happenstance. You know what I mean? We know that there was a little bit of resistance and some pain that went into that transformation. So salute to those who allowed the friction, you know what I mean, to change them for the better and not for the worse, and come to the realization that nothing stays the same. Nothing stays the same. Every change is a constant. You dig? Change is a constant. You feel me? So when we see it taking place, when we're getting pushed or maneuvered out of our comfort zone, let's just chalk it up to the fact that change is inevitable, but it's good for us. Okay? It's definitely good for us. There is something called a great reset that has been taking place on multiple levels, right? On a governmental level, on a social level, on a cultural level, but definitely on a spiritual level. Okay. And we are resetting, we are changing. There's an upgrade taking place on this planet. People are becoming more cognizant of their environment. They are beginning they have certain type of gifts and talents that are that are onboarding online, getting online and whatnot. Their eyes are opening up. Third eye is opening up. They're beginning to see things that they have never seen before. Okay. And the downloads are coming at a faster pace. So salute to everybody on the frequency. You dig? Yeah, spiritual takeoff, but time to manifest physically. That part. That part. 2023, traveling with purpose. That's right. Mm-hmm. Make the moves. Make the moves. Okay. What up, Red? I make custom planters. Just made one for Atlanta, Honduras. I'll be bringing it to you soon. Okay. Yeah, please. Yeah, reach out to us. Definitely. I look forward to that. Okay. So we have our first guest in the building. I don't want to have him waiting much longer. Let's go ahead and open up the line for my good brother. You know what I mean? My brother, your brother, our brother, none other. You dig? Than the mighty blue pillar in the
That
building.
like
Peace.
my brother, none other than
And your
all that.
my buddy. Remember that? Your buddy.
Of course, yeah,
Wherever I go, he's gonna go. My buddy. Your buddy.
yeah.
You becoming like a regular on the show, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That
Have to
wasn't the
bring you
plan.
in.
Yeah, that wasn't the plan. But this iPad, I got a weird ass camera on it.
Oh, front facing or the back camera? Because I was reading up. They said the back camera is the best camera on the phone.
It is. It's the best. It's the best camera on the phone. It's the best camera on the iPad.
Yeah, you
Uh,
just can't read the comments and shit while you kicking it.
I don't read comments anyway.
That part.
Um,
That part.
on my live, I do. Be honest.
Yes, sir.
But yeah,
What's good with you though?
23. Can you do something for me?
23. Can you do it? Hold on.
We got the voice. 23. Can you do something for me? Can you do something for me? 23.
Go, I had to go Drake on you niggas. I had to go full Draco on the kid. Yeah, I mean. But yeah, what do you, I was asking the audience, what's some of the what do they feel is coming with this new fiscal year? I know we're on the tail end of 22, and next time we look up, it's gonna be New Year's and whatnot. So we all know that there's been a roller coaster ride this year. The ebb and flow of 2022 is something many of us would either want to forget or never forget. So just based off of the fact that you're able to, you're a visionary, you can see into the future and whatnot. How do you see 2023, at least the first 2 quarters, playing out?
It's going to be very engaging, and it's going to happen very quick. So people need to get their ducks in a row. That's why I said, we should have spent the 23rd of November planning for 2023. Yes, the GOAT year. So you get all your ducks in a row. This is GOAT time. And they say that about every year, but we know it's a 7-year. We know that that's a clear indication. We know what the prompting and the urging has been calling forwards the gods. So
Yes.
the gods will emerge. And there's been a cosmic shift that I'm feeling over the last few days, maybe the last 2 days in particular. And when Jupiter got here, when Jupiter stationed itself at home in Pisces, I'm feeling unapologetically optimistic about the future again. Um, my ability to garner and generate thoughts is increasing. I'm having better thoughts. I'm having a lot of clarity. You feel me about where this thing is heading, the part that we
Right.
have to play, contribution, legacy, all of this stuff. It's gonna be a global year. The gates are gonna open. You feel me? Um, and it's gonna be a deciding factor. You feel me? Like some shit is gonna be able to persist, and a
Right.
lot of is gonna have to subsist. Uh, because there was a lot of lessons in 22, and a lot of, like when you take the test and then you don't get your grades back, a lot of
Yeah.
the some people got their shit at, right away.
Right.
There's other grades that are going to be handed out towards the ending of the year, and people will see you ain't make the cut. So
Mm.
there will be, as there always is during the ending of the year, we're going to lose prominent people unexpectedly, and then it's going to look like a little rough patch going into the new year.
Right.
And the new year will be starting in a retrograde. Um, so we gonna jump into that thing, and it's gonna be like this. You
Right.
feel me? Once again, Jupiter is at home in Pisces. I remember when that Piscean energy hit last year in the first quarter. I remember how it popped. I remember that Jupiter energy when we was in Arizona. I remember it when I was in Florida, right?
Nah, that was some intense energy right there.
Yeah.
I
So
remember.
I'm,
Yeah, I
I'm,
can
I'm
recall.
feeling winds of it coming back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, I'm optimistic, and either which way, I'm prepared for it. We you got to be a chaos magician in this day and time.
That
Shout
part.
out to brother Bobby Hemmett, and yeah, like hopefully 2023 will see us become more inclusive of the ancestors. You feel me? And these events and these affairs going forward, because I think that once again, people have proven to themselves that they don't have all of the answers, and then that they're not as prepared as they think that they are.
Right.
And you can't go at this alone, because you're going up against sorcerers who are definitely utilizing overt and covert forms of magic.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Even if it's as subtle as suggestion, you
Right.
don't necessarily have the apparatus in place to counter, you feel me, that spell.
Right.
So, the building of those things have to take place, the prioritizing, of one's energy, attention, and focus. All of these things, people are going to really have to um, be real with themselves about what their values are and where their interests are, because we're also going to be moving into a recession, so things are going to get tighter.
Oh,
You
they
know,
not already tighter?
people still,
Yeah, there was record spending on Friday, 90 billion on Black Friday. That broke a record, right? So what it indicated to me is that the people, huh?
yeah, retail therapy. If you haven't given the people no other way to deal with stress, anxiety, and depression other than spend money, you feel me?
Yes.
Then, and it's not like, I mean, I can only speak for myself. It's like, what are they buying? Because it's not even a lot of shit. How many 100 inches can you get? What is the big ticket item?
Big
The
ticket.
must have. Last year was Oculus, right? Everybody during Christmas season felt that they had to get the Oculus.
Ain't it
What
the
are they
rose
driving,
this year?
right? Huh?
Isn't it the rose? Damn, I wish I had my bomb.
But once again, once once you already got the roles, right? Once you
Yeah.
already got these particular things, then what, right?
Then it's the
There's
tulip. Yeah,
constant
they gotta
drive
fix their whole
towards
product line.
consumerism. And I understand that. And people are, qualifying that and getting in where they fit in. But this rush towards consumerism, if there never was a time that we saw our people slowing down, right? Their propensity to be crass consumers, you feel
Yeah.
me? Then this might be that time, because Nike got a bad name. Adidas got a bad name. So you're not putting Yeezy money aside. You feel me? They might have still mail ordered that Balenciaga, but goddamn,
Right.
you gonna
And that
wear it?
shit back.
They gonna wear it like these niggas wore Gucci.
Oh nah, they gonna be so defiant.
They're gonna be defiant, and
Yo,
they're gonna
I
gonna
could
press.
smell it, right? The Balenciaga Defiancy. I already see it, bro.
I already
I
know.
already,
It's like
I
Louis. Like what you
see.
gonna do? What you gonna do if something come out about Louis? I mean, we really got to ask ourselves this because our people are now that deep in the ditch when it comes to brands.
Right,
You feel me? Our people are that deep in the ditch. Nike store, the line was around the corner. Nobody's on code, right?
right. They're
Your structure,
brand. The people are
somebody else.
branded.
Yeah. So the people are permanently branded. Like how you see Q dogs, they have a brand on their skin,
Ugh.
right? Americanism and consumerism is branded into the brain of melanated people who themselves are propagating and promoting themselves as a brand. And then that brand is dealing with a level of brand damage because that brand is dealing with identity, brand identity damage, right? But you would exchange the damage to your brand by covering it up with a white brand, a European brand. So your black behind might not be good enough,
Right.
or put on these Sassoons or put on these Michael Marys or I use Sassoon as a very old because it started with that. It started with Calvin Klein, Sassoon, and Jordache,
Putting names
right?
on your back. Right.
On your behind,
On your behind. That was
right?
new.
And then looking at somebody's butt was never the thing.
Right.
That was never the go-to. That was never, you know what I'm saying, our motivating factor to say, yo, we're gonna do that as fashion. So these things have changed and I think I heard you say it. I heard somebody else say it. Oh, they said a new Xbox. They was promising a new Xbox.
Yeah.
So
I didn't.
um,
I
yeah.
wasn't even familiar with that. New Xbox.
Well, again, for what it is that we represent and what we're bringing, the metaverse, you know what I'm saying, is definitely going to be laid out in 2023. I don't really know what nobody else is doing, and that's not me like dusting my brushing my shoulders like I don't know what them raggedy ass niggas are doing. I'm just saying media wise people are not making their
Case.
accomplishments or their efforts or their continuation in the metaverse known. There was only but so many people who went into it 10 toes down. It was like we understand the space, we're building in the space, we're going to be providing, you know what I'm saying, you a go-to location in the space.
Right.
So we, you know, I know that we've been doing that. I know that we have something to present. I know that we have something, you know what I'm saying, that I can definitely stand on.
To
So,
roll out.
yeah, in 23, there's going to be a full integration, of Web3 and metaverse and our media apparatus as we continue to take this thing, where no one has taken it. You feel
Right.
me? In a
20.
virtual.
Right. And let me add on that
Yeah, I mean,
2022.
yeah. So trust that. Just real quick, like
Mm-hmm.
we coming with something that's.
Oh
Whew.
no, it's gonna be next level. What I wanted to say was 2022 is the year of AI, right? So before we even get into the metaverse, the reason why this year wasn't the big rollout is because this year is the year of AI, the year that AI went sentient. This is the year that AI basically this is
Came
when
alive.
singularity necessarily has occurred, because the level of work that the AI programs are doing right now, this shit is mind bending. It's mind blowing. You know what I mean? What Dale 2 is doing, what Mid Journey is doing, they have AI that's writing out movie scripts. Facebook rolled out an AI, this AI prompt. You could write out prompts and it would give you videos back. The I know what machine learning is. I'm familiar with all of that. The fact that the machines are becoming conscious, but goddamn it, the shit that they're spitting out, they're conscious. Like it already, how conscious do you want to get?
I went on record and I said that putting in a prompt is one thing. And it's the same thing that I'm experiencing across the spectrum, even with Google searches and things of that nature. Your search history is one thing because you leave a trail behind with your cookies. But
Yeah.
when the shit is pulling up things that you're thinking about,
Right.
when it is
Yeah.
pulling up things that you dreamt about, and then you wake up and you jump on your horn and it's on the home screen, or you refresh your Google page and it's part of the art. The whole article is written.
Right.
The AI art prompts, right, are going one step ahead of themselves because they're pulling out ideas of mine that I have not even gotten around to yet. And then this shit is like the way that it's sourcing and putting these concepts together, it has to be conscious.
Right.
To be.
It's
It's
beyond
pulling
machine
shit from
learning.
from
Yeah.
from the spirit realm that I'm like, no, these AI art prompts will show you what your shit look like in a spirit sense, like what you have been visualizing or daydreaming or having visions or apparitions about. Like they're kicking out these AI art programs. Is different, bro.
Yeah, they different, y'all. I promise you. Y'all might not be familiar with it because everybody it's not in the public like that. It's not mainstream. But take it from me and Blue. I promise you.
So yeah,
we-
a prompt is a prompt, right? And a prompt means that the
It's a
computer only
direction.
can tell what you tell it to do as a direction. You're prompting it, but these joints is going above and beyond.
Right.
It's and it when a computer goes a step further than you have told it, and they've gotten to the idea that you haven't even developed yet.
Right.
Like
Shit deep, bro.
goddamn.
It's really deep mind. We are in too deep. And that's not a bad thing,
Mhm.
it's not a bad thing. I'm a proponent of programming AI, you know, because keep in mind what the European has done. It's the same thing that happened in the first industrial age when they were utilizing our people prior to that. We were the beast of burden, we were the cotton pickers and whatnot. And then they developed the cotton mill. So they have created technology to serve them. Okay. It is of service, right? So fast forward to the Industrial Revolution Part 4, they're still creating machines to serve them. That is exactly what you see when you go into these humongous factories where the machines are serving man and they're working at a pace that, man, they're putting cars together on the assembly line automated at a pace that outpaces humans. When the cotton mill was introduced, it was picking cotton and separating the cotton at a pace that humans could not, right? So I'm of the mind state that I'm like, shit, these are programmable machines that serve man. So the determining factor in AI, artificial intelligence, is who is the programmer, who is the coder, who is the one writing the code, because your consciousness is going into the artificial intelligence. When AI participates in what is known as neural networks and deep learning and whatnot, they're scouring Google, DuckDuckGo, and Bing and other places, and they're taking the information and they're formulating it. Henceforth, why you can't find Bobby Hemmett videos on YouTube like that anymore. They scrub Dr. Sabi off of YouTube. They're scrubbing a lot of the master teachers because now the AI is crawling through
Yeah.
YouTube and Google and whatnot and is learning. So do you think that they want the AI to learn a whole collection of Bobby Hemmett and Phil Valentine information? You feel
Mm-mm.
me? Because the AI is intelligent. It's gonna know who is who. It's gonna be able to, when it really goes sentient, it's gonna think for itself, and then it'll be like, well, hold on. The people that have been destroying this planet, the people who just got here, the people who we can identify as more like a virus, like Agent Smith said in the Matrix, is none other than. So
Yeah, that part. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important and it's imperative, you know, what's being done in this moment in real time. You feel me? Putting these pieces together. Shout out to the homie Human,
shout
you
out to
know,
Jamal Milton in the building. I see you, King.
as
Salute.
well.
Yeah.
You know,
Shout out to Human.
Hugh has built out these AI systems, you know, these machine learning systems that are operating on our data sets specifically. You feel me? So I don't know how we're going to get around as an alternative to this if we're not doing the work and the programming because you're being outpaced, you know, every single day. This machine learns more and more and more and more of false information. And once it gets consecrated and solidified, you know, in false information, that is now the standard. So people run the risk not understanding that this is an intensive battle for the control of the narrative on mainstream media and on social media. And what the scientists have realized is that statistical wise, is number wise, if they get enough numbers to go with the script, whatever the script is, then
Right.
the shorter, smaller minority of the script, because of the intensity of how information is now being programmed through the computer, that if the AI don't say it is so, it's no longer so.
Right.
So this next level to what they used to do with the book burnings. Now the AI just like, I don't got no information that pertains to that. Oh, y'all niggas are saying that y'all was indigenous to the Americas. Yeah,
Yeah, we
I
can
don't know.
find
I don't know how they're gonna scrub that with all of these researchers, you know, unearthing a lot of this information. But at the same time, you got to be programming AI. You have to create almighty intelligence to rival artificial, or you're through. It's a wrap.
Right.
And before long, you know what I'm saying? Because niggas
Right.
ain't reading books. They
Right.
Google it. You know what I'm
Before
saying?
long.
Yeah,
Right.
when you tell them to deep dive, or you be like, go do your research. If they can't find it, niggas don't know how to go to the library or antique bookstores anymore. People don't have those resources. You don't got $800-900 to spend on a book for 2 lines like Bobby and them used to do. You feel me? So the if the research is sketchy, if the research is lazy, you
Right.
feel me? Then you're not gonna be able to keep up. And you, if you don't have source, you know, you could go to the well to drink all you want. If the well is dry, you're gonna
Right.
drink dirt.
What you gonna drink? What you
So
gonna drink? So
yeah,
shout
once
out to
again,
all of my
man,
coders that are out there. You know what I mean? My brother Human has an academy. He will be a guest on this show before the end of the year. Straight genius. Shout out to Al Kibalon 44. Shout out to KT the Arts Degree. Shout out to all of our geniuses amongst us. We have to protect them at all costs. But not only do we have to protect them, we have to appreciate them and we have to make sure that the work that they're doing is fully funded, okay? Because they hold a lot of the future in their hands in terms of who would be your starting five that you would call off of the bench to to go up against their starting five. You know what I mean? Because they got drillers on their team coming off the bench,
shooting.
shooting from the bench type
Yeah.
shit.
But I tapped in because you asked me to come through and chop it in dialogue. So
Right.
yeah, if you got something that we could jump into, because I definitely got to
Yes.
get back to work.
Yes, indeed. There's a rabbit hole that I've been going down in regards to some of the things that are going on. The Balenciaga story piqued my interest because that turned into a rabbit hole, right? It was something that initially was, one incident that led to another incident that led to another incident. And then as Balenciaga began to fold and show that they were hiding something, it made me dig a little bit deeper me and along with other people on the internet. And I ran across a video today by the Tate brothers, right? Andrew Tate and his other brother. And they were making some points about the fact that these brands are like rest havens for a lot of satanic activity, a lot of demonic activity and whatnot. This whole fashion industry has become somewhat of a rest haven for these Luciferians is a term that I
Yeah.
like to call them. You
Now,
know,
yes, let me let you qualify that.
yeah. So I wanted to build with you on that briefly. Just dealing with the with the fake with the lack of outrage that we're seeing from not just the public, but especially the entertainers who have
Look,
endorsed.
once again, 2023 around the corner. Line has already been drawn in the sand. Last year, when people had to make conscious decisions and show where their values was at, right? A lot of people
Right.
chose their livelihoods over their life. You know what I'm saying? Um, for whatever reason, and they justify it. They'll stand on it today and say, "Well, my decision is what's responsible for me feeding that baby right there that you see. So I had to do what I had to do." Understandable. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, though, you feel me? At the same time, though, I believe that our children are the future. You know what I mean? And we live in a selfish society where you know it's all about whatever it's all about. It's all about these old ass niggas out here attempting to live their second childhood, and the baby's gonna have to wait because these adults ain't taking no time out and no consideration. You feel me? For whatever it is that these children are going to, just to go along, to get along. And when that happens, and when you follow in the crowd, you could literally be led off of the cliff. So we're just seeing a grown version of that, where grown folks is following behind other grown folks that they know is up to no good, but because those other grown folks is holding the tiki torch and lighting the way to wherever they think that this big fiesta is taking place, this big social party, that everybody feels that they have to be a part of, they getting lined up same way they got lined up in 2020, then they got lined up in 2021, and then they getting lined up in 2022. And every year prior to before that, we can pick out how the people got lined up, right, for a mass culling. So now, because once again, the people who they refuse to see for who they are post 2020, 2020 showed you when you take this away, right? When you take the glamour, the audio, and the lights, because these Luciferians, because Lucifer is just talking about lights and lighting, and Hollywood operates from diffusion, right? Their ability to cast an illusion based on using studios, okay? Lights and audio. When they no longer had access to that, you saw the shabbiness of these dudes. You seen how dirty and dusty they looked. These same people that had the audacity, the caucasity to get on camera and every opportunity and tell you how shabby and ashy that you was. And you had to level up and you had to do whatever was necessary to make it to where they was at because it's lonely up here, right? You seen the reality of what these people was really on when they couldn't get their shape ups and shit like that, or them lights wasn't on. Show how shabby they look. You still went and followed them. They came a year later and told you to put a mechanized military device in your body that they wasn't even taking. You did that too. You feel me? And so once again, here we go. We find ourselves right back where we started. All of this drama with censorship on the internet, the intensified campaign to shut down the voice of a people started in 2016 with, I don't even know if I can mention the name right now, or this goddamn video might get taken down. That's how intense that campaign was back then, and it still is now. So when Hillary was running against Trump and the Podesta emails came out, everything that you needed to know about these people was already shown to you. the rabbit hole that opened up with that pizza situation, right? If you was diligent in your research, if you cared enough about the safety and the sanctity of your children, then you would have took enough time out to go down that rabbit hole to see what these people is really on, who they consider to be the upper echelon of society. And ain't nobody hating on these dirty, dusty ass motherfuckers. Nobody want to be in that place or that position, right? It's do you have the ability to see this shit for what it is? Because I seen a documentary last night on the Vatican called The Vatican Girl on Netflix.
Oh, word. It's a
Bro,
must see. Oh, the
absolutely.
little girl that went missing.
Yeah. With
Mm.
Pope Paul the second, right? So I'm like, you gotta
The
understand
same one that was on Yeezy shirt.
yeah, if the place where they say the safety and the sanctity of this planet exists, right? The Vatican, if this is the holiest, he's the holy see, this is the holiest of the holiest place. They got them on Godfather 3 charges. They was taking mob money, they got disappearing bodies, sexual allegations. They was burying people inside of the vat. Yo, bro. And this is the home of fashion. Like you said, this is the backyard of Milan. If Christianity don't make an open declaration of warfare against Luciferians and Satanism, and they right around the corner from them, that should tell you everything that you need to know. But they're at war with Islam, they're at war with the heretics, they're at war with women, they're at war with the LGBT, right? They go to war with all of these other people, but the people who God say he got beef with, right? They billionaires, they open with their declarations of observance of their God, their God force figure. You feel me? So it's so many things that are clear indicators and signals to you about who these people are. We already went through this in 2016 and in 2017 when they was pulling the curtain back. And then why did even people watch the rise of the cabal in 2020 and they went back to sleep? So you
Hell
watched the
yeah.
rise of the cabal. They told you who these people was. They told you what they was on. 7,000 melanated women missing out of DC, right? They continuously is showing you. Kanye got some answering to do,
He
right?
got a
Fuck
lot
what
of answering
K
to
talking
do.
about. Kanye need his ass whooped, okay?
He needs to
Because
get
he's the
DP,
one.
bro.
Yeah, he needs to get debriefed. You feel me?
A few hands and feet on him, just to
He
wake
needs
him
some
up.
hands, feet on him, just
Facts.
to make sure that we on the same page, right? Because this nigga if crazy was a person, if chaos was a person, this nigga would embody that energy. He's running around with neocons, right? And it's like this dude is so blind by his faith that he can't see that he hangs out with Satanists. And we know that he openly hangs out with Satanists.
Facts.
So not the ones that are hiding behind the cloak,
The
the
open
ones
ones.
the ones who are open, who have built their careers, right? On worshiping Satan is this nigga's the company that he keeps. This is his peer group. So this nigga is a mole and a troll. You feel me? And this is once again the company that he keeps. You go do that shit with your children, my nigga, because your baby is on her way. She's on her way. You feel me? Your baby's on her way, my nigga. You out here worrying about all of the wrong shit. And whatever they miss yay with, they gonna load that shit up on his children. Cause he's
That's a
playing
fact.
games, yo. He out here playing fucking games with people's lives because he wanna be so dumb, deaf, and blind to the shit that's going on around him in his household, in his businesses, in his companies, right? This nigga's major unconscious. And now he got the rest of the whole world caught up in this quagmire with him, right? He's a Gemini. So yes, he is the prototypical prototypical Antichrist. He's the right one because he has that ability in him. He has messianic force,
Right.
right? He has messianic force. He has that aspect of leadership. And if he didn't, we wouldn't still be talking about him. And you niggas would not have given him a million fucking chances to get it right if you didn't see something in him that was worthy of you following and him being a leader.
Right.
But he has corrupted that shit by allowing himself to be tempted by whatever he's been tempted by. And he told you what it was. It's jealousy. The lower three evils got this nigga. Jealousy, hate, and envy. Right? He could never tap into his Godhead, fucking around with that energy. And then you so blind because you operating in your lower self that you can't see that you're introducing the rest of the world to open fucking Luciferians. And then he got the gorilla, he got the elephant juice in 2016 because he was speaking about the Luciferians in his moment of the Matrix when during his St. Pablo tour stop in Sacramento, when he started talking about Hillary and Beyonce and the rest of the Democrats. Yeah,
Right.
they never spin the block. These
Gonna be
niggas,
down.
the Satanists and the Luciferians, they got organizations. Their numbers is in the phone book, right? They got their names on the awnings. You know where the Church of Satan is at. These niggas have national open holidays, right? They got statues in the state legislative buildings, the Rotunda in Illinois and in other places.
Denver.
Denver, and all of this shit. So how is these people the open enemy of God himself with all of the resources on the planet, and he never motherfucking ran down on these peoples yet?
Right. They don't gotta tuck their chain.
And look, yeah,
They don't have their heads on swivel.
this is Bobby's day, so I'm not even castigating or chastising Satanists or Luciferians. Do you, my nigga? Do you? I'm just talking about, look, enough is enough. Stop falling for the roost. Call it what the shit is. If that's who you, that's it. That's your gang. You banging for that? Then wave that flag. Don't come around with false pretenses. You know what I'm saying? Don't come around with false pretenses. Call it what it is.
Right.
So we can see this shit for what it is, and people can make real decisions and choices in their lives, right? But when you keep following these wayward, offbeat celebrities, this is what you're going to continuously be led into. You know what I'm saying? A cesspool, a serpent pit.
Right.
You feel me? A serpent pit. This nigga's running around with it neocons, bro. And that shit directly because once again, he's disillusioned because of his adherence to white Jesus. So white nationalists are able to operate and put this nigga on the string like a puppet because he's blinded by faith, literally, because they both are enforcing the mythos of white Jesus.
Right.
Feel me? This nigga's terrible. And
Yeah. You see, Ye done flipped the switch on blue pill. Was like, he's saying too much. Nah, but he'll be right back. I do agree, the moves that he's making is wild suspect. You know what I'm talking about? Wild sus. And it comes on the heels of the Buffalo shooter making a guilty
yeah,
plea.
yeah. So all of this shit this year, for the most part, starts with the buff shooter. And once again, this is why the pillar perspectives are very important. Not to take nothing away from nobody, right? But our
Right.
aspect of media, especially what we're going to be bringing in the future, it's going to show, what media don't do is make the connections. They give you standalone stories. And we
Right.
know this. No stories exist standalone. I am an adherent to string theory, supersymmetry. Everything is connected. So
Facts.
the Taurus moon of May, right, or the Scorpion moon of May connects it, as I've been saying, to the Scorpion moon or the Taurus moon, should I say, of what we just experienced in Scorpion season, the last full moon eclipse, of which I said, what? There's going to be a shadow, a 6-month shadow. Don't matter if we're in sad season. And shout out to the Sagittarius. I don't want to take nothing from you, but you're gonna see a lot of scorpionic themes still breaking through the news narrative, right? And that Buffalo shooters from one moon to the next. So he did the ceremony, the ritualistic ceremony during the blood moon in May of Scorpio, and then he takes the plea right after the Taurus blood moon. You know what I'm saying? In the season of Scorpio. You know, what does it all mean? I mean, it's very intriguing. We'll have to look a lot more into it. Again, it resuscitates or re-energizes or reintroduces the story and the narrative, as well as the 108-page manifesto, because the shit that he was talking about initially in that manifesto, we're seeing the embodiment of it on the public spectrum, on the public stage right now. And what Ye is telling us with his activities is like, yo, all right, well, if the ops is the small hats, if the enemy of your enemy is your best friend, are you saying that you running with the neocons now because as white supremacists, they say that they got beef with the small hats? So that's how you
Right.
are unifying or formulating your allegiance or your army? And it's like, no, all of this shit go back to what it go back to. You know what I'm saying? He's
Right.
just he's sadly lost for whatever reason. And like I said, we know that he's blinded because of that goddamn white Jesus that he refuses to let go of and detox from.
Right. Because wasn't he on a conference call with Boyce Watkins? Right. I thought he was about to link up with Claude Anderson and make some things happen. And then he pops up with Milo and Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, that I'm sure initially that's probably what he wanted to do, but they must see the what I'm saying, the benefit of radicalizing him, getting in his organization and controlling his narrative. And again, it's easy to do it because once again, it's like, he's a Gemini. So you got to get to him and you got to communicate. You got to solidify that communication. Everybody that knows him, that deals with him, he'll say one thing in the moment
And do another.
and do some
Right.
other shit. So it's that level of frustration that they go through with him. But yeah, it's political theater like none other. You feel me? And then he goes and visits the president whose administration was a defiance to that particular look. So Trump was adhering to white nationalistic talking points. He was going to gatherings. He was gaslight. He was doing all of that stuff. But his household and his administration was mainly run by the Kushners. So, and the Kushners are part of a Lubavitch set. These are Zionists for real. You feel me? Russian Lubavitch sets, which ties them directly into Putin and as well as to the Hasidic Lubavitch community right in New York, right? So it's like, damn, you around neocons and that's your political base, but your wife is married to a Zionist, you feel me, who got plugs to the whole Jewish thing. So it's like, you know what I mean? Who do he got his allegiance to? And then he up there balking on the Jewish people. It don't get the same press as Ye, but he did it at the same time. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He's done it at the same time. So, and then he brings Nick Fuentes to the White House, and Trump say he don't know who that is. So it's like, yeah, politics is weird. You feel me? And I will recommend that you stay far away, get you some political education, get you some political affiliation if it presents itself as worthy of something that you connect with that speaks to your interests. I'm not saying become a Democrat or Republican. I'm
Right.
saying if somebody else comes along with an initiative, I'm saying look into what FBA might be talking about. If that's something that aligns with your politics, right? Or if the Facts Initiative comes along and it aligns with your politics or your personal interests, you feel me? Or if something else appears that you feel is a vehicle that you feel comfortable getting in because y'all going to the same destination, then ride with that. You feel
Right.
me?
'Cause
But
theoretically speaking,
mhm.
what does Black America have to look forward to in 2024, political wise and policy wise? Like, if you don't see that this is about to be a humongous shit show that will deliver nothing, and there's nothing that's going to come out of this shit show besides a humongous distraction and a lot of your time
Yeah,
and energy wasted. I already see how they're building it up just with the moves that Ye is making. It's a quagmire, right? It will confuse the average person who was on board with him. They would not understand what it is that they're
yeah,
seeing.
yeah, you can't keep up. Again, they're not politically astute enough to understand the nuances of why certain moves are being made. So you got to get your political education all the way up. You can't have feelings in it because they're not dealing with feelings. They dealing with agendas. One person is Zoe the other person. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's in the finesse business. It's
Right,
politics at the end of the day. You feel me? It's
right.
politics at the end of the day. So our people need a lesson in politics and civics, and they need a crash course in it because they're gonna sell you inspiration. They're gonna sell you hope. You're gonna get a melanated. You're gonna get a melanated candidate. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna try to resuscitate the Kamala shit. They might run it with Michelle. You don't know what they're gonna hit you with, but they're gonna hit you with a humdinger,
Right.
especially if they feel that Ye is an issue. Ye 24 might be gaining steam on them. You know what I'm saying? That because he's gonna pull from the Democrats, so they're gonna hit you with a humdinger.
Yeah.
You feel me? And they're gonna make the people feel like this is all about them, and then it's on their back. They're gonna do with Black America what they did with Black America in the midterms. And then they showed you, right? They was like, yeah, Stacey Abrams, the whole shit rides on y'all. They not even doing that with Warnock.
Nah. They are putting a lot of they putting a lot on Warnock's back. But they already tallied up their numbers though. They
Yeah.
they were saying that he was the decider, but now they're not saying that. You know what I mean? So
Right. So party could be irrelevant to us as melanated people. I'm just saying point blank, period. Get you some level of political education and ultimately affiliation. It don't have to be with a political party. It could be with a political action committee, right? A
right,
political education group where y'all just getting around talking about policy and civics and legislation. You're no longer, you can't ignore this shit. You can't ignore this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they're changing public policy on you every single day by these conversations that are taking place in public.
right,
They're changing public policy by the conversation, the nuances of the conversation. Your inability to defend positions means that they're gonna push these narratives to the side and come with new ones and then overpower you with the media apparatus where this is all you're gonna hear. And they can be like, oh, that's like, oh shit, that shit died with the last yay. We're not going back to that. So for people who are suffering from identity politics, who showed the world they don't know who they are, they don't understand their history, they don't understand the reason why they need to understand their history. You all the way out in the ocean, surrounded by sharks and orca whales, my niggas. Like this can't potentially end pretty. There's too
right.
much at stake for people to be so dumb, deaf, and blind at the finish line. And they was in the back getting your victory trophy together. Them niggas actually thought that it was a wrap, like y'all kept saying it was. And they like, oh, now we got another 500 years. Because if we do away with this generation, we ain't got to worry about it. They only got one or two to get over before they can say we can hand this shit over to AI. And at least we ain't got to hand it to these niggas. They'll hand it to AI before they hand it to you. Only thing they
Nah,
got to do right now is knock off your baby's generations, and that's not going to be hard to do if we continue going at the rate that we're going at, because they don't want to procreate anyway. They don't want to procreate. You know what I'm saying? And they're getting into the socialization program. This is going to some higher science, y'all. But in 2027, there's something called a cross of the phoenix in the system known as human design. And the cross of the phoenix is telling is an indicator that the background frequency of this universe is about to change. So all of the things that we hold dear and sacred, the next iteration of human that comes after that, the 12 sentient beings, they don't want to know about the past. They don't want to know about history. None of that shit means nothing like it don't to these children right now. They're changing the form of communication, right? So the majority of the children are going to be autistic. They're going to be on the spectrum, and they're not going to communicate the same way. They're not as wordy as we are. They're not deep. They don't have 2,500 word vocabulary. All of that shit is about to be out the window. They're changing humanity, period. And it's not the theys per se, because the theys are operating a script like anything and anyone else's. But
right.
universe, the background frequency is changing. So your window of being able to connect with people with this information, even if they're telling you that we're moving into an Aquarian age, and that's cool because you see what that shit is doing right now. It's a deluge. You got more information that you ever had access to, and people stupider now more than ever.
You're drowning in it,
Drowning them in.
not swimming through
You
it. You're
can't
drowning
grab
in it.
1,000 pieces all at once, and you
Right,
don't have the discipline to just grab one because of our tendency to overdo everything. We have an addictive personality, and we got to OD on everything. You just can't get one Big Mac. You got to have 10 because you could afford it. You got access to it. Hence the fact they turn niggas out, right? On accessibility, on convenience. You
right.
feel me? In denial. If I deny you from it long enough, every chance that you get to do it, you're gonna overdo it,
You're gonna OD on it.
right? Yo, it's basic social engineering, but it's gotten to a place that we're able to see, taking the litmus test, the metrics of it. Like, okay, this thing is it's kind of sick. Like it
Right.
might be past the point of no return, at least for a large percentage of the population. So we just have to become astute educationally wise to find out, if you were to choose your or change your status, for what are your whys. Why would you do this? Can you retain the status of a Negro, Black, or colored, a commercial citizen? Is it in your best interest moving forward? What does this mean to this coming social credit system? You know what I'm saying? I mean, so many questions. Got to prepare for 2023, because if it's going to be any indicator of what this year was, it moves quick in the beginning of the year, or what 2020 was about. Shit move quick. That first quarter is excitement, and then everything else is just a follow up.
Right.
So digital wise, yeah, things are going to change. You know, different markets. There's going to be more market volatility. Shit going to keep collapsing. You know what I mean? It's going to be some chaos. But that always presents unprecedented opportunities to bring about order.
That's a fact. The fallout from this FTX thing is still being felt. I saw I was on Netflix and I saw the episode about the Wall Street bets and the GameStop thing. That was very interesting. Very interesting. For some reason, I understood everything when it was taking place, but the episode really laid out the particulars about what the fuck was going on and how that stock went through the roof. They laid out what shorting stocks were, all of that with the hedge funds, why the hedge funds are so important. And when the hedge funds collapse, how that turns into a domino effect and affects the banks. and why ultimately Robin Hood went from potentially being a unicorn startup to the shit is in the toilet right now. The stocks basically crashed. The sentiment, the public sentiment turned against them because at the height of the Wall Street bets, at the height of the GameStop thing, it was up to 400 and change, and they removed the buy button. And when they removed the buy button off of Robinhood and they were only able to sell the stock, it crashed in spectacular fashion. It was like the Challenger shuttle. You know what I mean? Niggas thought they was going to the moon. So you had people, I'm talking about they was racked up shorty. They 400 racks, 500 racks, a million in a Robinhood account. And then as that shit started nosediving, they couldn't even sell it that fast before they took that L. You know, but it did speak about the power of the collective, right? The fact that the people could come together and shake some shit up if they only believe, you know, and if they work as a unit, you know, not individuals, but work as a hive mind, you know, that is what they fear the most. They feared it so much that they had to sabotage that whole movement. You know what I'm talking about? And then after they sabotaged it, of course, they had to create all of these, they had to put shit in place to make sure
Scapegoat.
that doesn't happen again. Right.
Oh,
The Matrix
safeguard. Right.
safeguards, the Matrix, like they said in the movie, it upgrades itself. Okay. It responds. You know what I'm talking
Accordingly.
about? You could knock it on his ass, but when it gets up, it's going to respond. It's going to evolve right there in front of your face on some
It's
Terminator 2
gonna
type shit.
gonna counterpunch.
It's
It's,
going to
it's
counter.
countermeasures,
Right.
right? And that's what we're looking at. Melanated people need to work on their countermeasures, their counterpunches, and their counter strike. Everything counter. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna be attacked again. You're gonna be played with. You're gonna be called out your name. Feel me? How
Right.
you respond? What's your countermeasure? This is a game of chess. It's not checkers. But look, I gotta go, man. I gotta work.
Yes, indeed. It's been
I'm
a
being
pleasure
more inspired. Yeah, I'm being more inspired by this conversation to
to
put the
dive
pedal to
in.
the metal, to dive in. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we pay him back. You feel me?
That's right. That's right.
That's how
I
we pay him
appreciate
back.
you.
That's how we, we wage our countermeasures by doing our things better. You feel me? Rising to the occasion. We know what's needed. We have to provide it if we want to see it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're just not gonna wish it into existence.
Yeah. You got to put
So
in that work. You know what I
you gotta
mean?
put in that work. You gotta you
Put in
gotta
that
you
work.
have to
That sweat equity.
yeah, you gotta present yourself as the viable, worthy vessel that can channel this information, do this level of work, you know what I'm saying, acquire this motherfucking victory. You dig what I'm saying? So we won't have these same conversations this time next year. But I appreciate this opportunity to dialogue, kick it, get some perspective, some insight. I love the program. Salute to Melanin Monday. Y'all in the 200s.
Oh, for sure.
You feel me?
Yes,
And
sir.
carrying a catalog, you feel it. You know what that means. And these numbers might seem light to people. I just experienced my 31st episode or epilogue of Sunday service. Po Pablo,
Salute to
uh,
the Mineral Ministries. Indeed.
Angel, the General, right? Present. And I'm like, I'm living through each one of those sermons, each one of those quote unquote, you know, those strongs, those weeks, if you will. It's like it's a lot to carry, and you bring a lot, you trug a lot with you because every episode monumental, paradigm shifting. These are not just programs. You feel me? These are moments of lives.
Transmissions.
Yeah, these are
Right, right.
energetic snapshots of transformation crystallized. You
And
know what I
they
mean?
age well. You know, I was going through some of the catalog we have in KTL University, some of the lectures that we did in 21, the 21
Yo,
Savage one. Oh my goodness.
Yo, I seen a link today, and I gotta go listen to this at some point tonight.
Yeah.
And I don't remember doing this. I was going through my Facebook, and you know my Facebook got all the
yeah. Facebook is a graveyard of memories.
Facebook is a graveyard of memories. I love it though.
Right.
Well, I came across some shit that it said it was a lecture that we did on Blog Talk with Valentine and Polite. I was like, I don't remember that.
Really? What was the title?
I'm about to tell you. This shit crazy.
That's crazy.
Hold on. This shit crazy. I'm about to go listen to this because I know this is going to be crazy. You ready?
I remember it.
When you dance with the devil, who leads?
I remember that.
Dr. Phil Valentine and Brother Polite 12 years ago today.
I remember that. Yeah. I had a discrepancy with Polite over that episode. I remember that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to check it out. We'll talk about it.
Okay. My good brother. We have our other guests in the building, so we'll go ahead and say peace and love to you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's all good.
All right. We'll see you on Facts 24 on Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you drop by, I appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing. And we got this. All right.
Already.
Peace. Yes, sir. Yes, family. Yes, family. Real quick before I go to my next guest, I do want to remind everybody that just came in the building. We do have a Cyber Monday sale for all of our legendary supporters, our KT aliens. You know what I'm talking about? Our KT aliens and whatnot. So let me play the commercial before I go ahead and open up the line for our next guest.
Okay, the food,
So whoever purchases the ticket for the Facts 24 workshop, which is only $44, you also get the opportunity to get anything off of KTL University for free. Buy one, get one free. Only for 22 members, though. Only for 22 members. That is our Cyber Monday deal for the family out there. Take full advantage of it, please.
the globe. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts. Found out the hacks, put it underneath the rap. Facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts. We in your city, pull up what we had.
And that's facts though, I talk factos. That's J Babe, I go Astro. Floating focused on my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a real floater, I do what I wanna. Stacking the winter, sunbathing the summer. My chakras are lining, I shock them like Blanco. Only Pope with your knowledge, your nigga is Pablo.
At these events, I'm a god to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodging a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fair, yeah, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the Chico, my squad got the Chico. Came in a drought, yeah, they starving the people. Blaming it down, make it harder to eat, yo. Not a placebo, that's not a placebo.
The food, the art, the code. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts. Found out the hacks, put it underneath the rap. Facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts. We in your city, pull up what we had. Facts.
Started in Richmond, art of my district. Heart of the mystics, started for biscuits. Father the isfits, martyr the misfits. God is my witness, God on my hit list. Moving the weight, we started with fitness. Moving with states, we are the richest. Give me the blues, my heart is in Memphis. It's part of adventure, started my venture. The F is for food, the A is for art. The C is for clothes, I'm playing my part. T is for tech, I'm playing it smart. S is for shelter, stay in the park. Acres or acres get lost in the dark. We playing a part, we playing it smart. Facts, okay.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. repo. Tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts.
So yes, KTLUniversity.com, Cyber Monday, pick a free lecture when you buy Facts 24. Cyber Monday sale, pick a free lecture when you buy Facts 24. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Salute to everybody pulling up. All right. So without any further ado, in the spirit of what it is that we are doing with Facts 24, food, art, clothing, technology, and shelter, we also have a private, that's tier 1, that's the public side, but we also have a private side to our membership that we're rolling out. We will be campaigning starting from the 30th, that is on Wednesday, that is our workshop. We are beginning our campaign all the way into 2024. All right. And tonight's title is In Trust, We Trust. So on tier 2, which is the private side of the initiative, the T in Facts stands for trust. Okay. It stands for trust. The F stands for fraternity or fraternal and whatnot. So we are going to bring a good brother on this program. I believe it's his first time on Melanin Monday. If you're tapped into the Mineral Ministries, you will be familiar with our good brother Angel and whatnot. He's been rocking out with Blue Pill. They've been doing their thing. And this brother has a lot of information and a lot of knowledge. And we're going to bring it forward to the family. Like I said, moving forward into 2023. I know what I've promised myself is that I'm going to be a little more studious, and I'm going to get real proactive and making shit really, when it comes to the family, when it comes to the trust, when it comes to the wills, when it comes to insurance, when it comes to making sure things are really laid out on some grown man shit. That is something that I'm going to be adamantly pushing to the KT Alien family. All right. So without any further ado, I want to open up the line to our good brother, Angel in the building. Peace to the God.
Peace, y'all. How's everybody doing today? Thanks for having me out here.
Yes. Thanks for pulling up.
Well, you already know I'm always here for it.
Yes, sir. Introduce yourself.
Well, I mean, my name Angel, man. I don't really go by too many titles, but sometimes they call me Chief, General. I stay in the cut, what I'm saying? We really just about putting this real information out, and not just putting it out, but really applying it as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So that's really where I'm at. So I'm in the back though, but I'm here though. You know what I'm saying? You'll start seeing me, in the clouds and stuff like that. We really want to bring this to another level, especially when we're dealing with the private side and things like that. Because not so much as I tell people, you know what I'm saying? It's not so much as how what you're doing, is how you're doing it. So we want to do it correctly. So moving to the private, from my experience, that's the way you really want to do things. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
I do a little bit of hand-to-hand combat training. I do minister defense.
Okay.
Things like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
so you into the defense?
Yeah, I do. I'm a black belt in Krav Maga. It's a really combative fight. It's some real.
That's what the Israelis do, right?
Yeah, and check it out why I really learned this. So I did some time and I was reading these books, right? And the book they was talking about this art, and the art to do was me. I'm like, yo, what is that? But I'm reading them. So when I touch the turf, I really see. I said, oh, they really got this. So I did the history to it, and I know that even out in the States, they didn't want, especially any type of people like me to learn it. I know that they was trying to keep. That's why I went harder to learn it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When I really learned it, I was able to bring it back and show people like, yo, listen, we teach the people how to snatch pills out of holsters, like literally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
right. I remember right there in the city, in the wholesale district next to Planet Fitness, they had a training facility and they were going super hard and whatnot. And I also remember, what state was that? I think it was in Norfolk, Virginia, when we used to visit out there. They had a whole it was inside of a mall parking lot. They had a big facility where they were teaching it to but then I would notice it was only a lot of Euros pulling up and getting that training and whatnot. And then I did the research to it, and it took me to Israel, and that's something that the special forces what's the name of them, the IEF or whatever they're called.
Yeah, they training that. Well,
Yeah, they
you
train.
know, like I said, I learned it because this type of thing they was trying to keep, and I know I understand is really the thing I like about, because like I said, it mixes, and this goes with life. That's what I'm saying, is this goes with life, because you want to be able to identify the problem and counteract. They can cry. We want to identify the problem, situation, the danger, counteract violently, and look for different avenues to maneuver through. You know what I'm saying? The same way with business. The same way with the problem that we're experiencing now. Once you are able to identify them and name them, now we counteract and do what we need to do, and then clear out some other lanes. Now, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing, and it teaches you that even when you think that you don't have enough, you still do.
That's right. That's right.
You keep going.
Real quick, briefly, I want to touch on a topic that a lot of people may be unfamiliar with, and that is the topic of trusts. You know, it's often it's not spoken of in our community enough. It's you know, you hear about it, you hear people talk about it, and even on my IG, there's a lot of, you know, there's different teachers that are out there, you know, saying that they're out there to help people with their trust and everything. But real briefly, can you just, you know, give a people the brief description of what a trust is and why that's important moving forward?
All right. The basic reason of a trust is to have your assets protected. Okay.
Yes.
So you're setting up. It's like a roadmap, a plan of how you want to lay out your whole future, whether from here, from the present, going all the way down, keep going and keep going, perpetual. So you can set it up to where, you know, like I said, it's different type of trust. You have irrevocable trust, you have revocable trust, you have charitable trust, which is like a spendthrift trust. You have business trust, all these different things. Okay, but the thing about these trusts is that you are planning out your life, period, and not just your life, your legacy's lives as well. In a sense, where you're setting them in a position to win. You're allocating these assets, and you can do whatever you want to. And you can make them, let's say, whoever you have in your trust as the beneficiaries and things of this nature. You can have it to where they have to do or perform certain duties before they can get these certain assets released to them. You see what I'm saying? So you could set up in so many ways. If this happens, you could, if a family emergency ever happened or something came, you could set a clause where if something happened like this enacts now. This takes place. Right. You see what I'm saying? So you could do. You need to have that, because you see what's going on. A lot of people getting robbed of their estate. That's what's happening. Because then you also have what they call custodial trust. See, those are certain trusts that you put in place just in case something happened with this person, or this custodial trust is going to run this, and it may actually divest all the other interests or other profits or whatever it is into a non-profit organization, and that non-profit organization can distribute out funds that's allocated according to your will, of course, and the other funds and stuff can be transferred back to the beneficiary. There's so many. It's beautiful to have that, because you're taking control over, you're handling your business. You're taking control over your affairs. You're not leaving anything up for grabs, up to guess. Now, this is how I want it done, and I want it to benefit mine, and I want to keep benefiting mine. I don't want y'all stealing nothing else from me. I don't want you having no access to none of this. I ain't doing all this tax stuff, because I'm not giving no tax advice or nothing like that. But I'm saying, if you know better, you do better. And you understand the certain transactions. Yes, you might pay for the transactions, but the thing that's being allocated to this trust over here, the way we have it set up, it's none of that.
So that ties into probate court, how people are losing their grandmother's house, estates, property. There's I've read about artists who are signed to labels and they own their masters, or they didn't own their masters, and the hoops that the family members had to jump through in order to get control of the estate. Most recently, Prince and his family, James Brown's family, Aretha Franklin's family, some of these superstars that we look up to, and we would assume that their affairs were in order and whatnot. We come to find out when the inevitable happens, because that's something that none of us have figured out how to dodge, and that will be the inevitable, that we all have a date. And when that date comes, that date is it's a very interesting thing, because that date kind of exposes things, right? When that date comes, it's almost as if your books are opened up, and we get to see how you were handling your affairs while you were here, right? And the way that this system is set up, if you were not handling your affairs, is similar to the Monopoly game. You cannot pass go and collect $200. They come in and take everything.
Exactly. And this is why you don't want to leave. You don't want to leave nothing left to guess. You can write it on paper. You have to understand, first of all, these lawyers understand where they're coming from, their contract. See, everything is in that contract. You see, when they take out, even when you go to work, if you got people out here go to 9 to 5, okay, you have insurance. They take, the job takes out insurance on you as well. We'll go over here real quick. They take out insurance on you as well. You think when they leave that job, that insurance policy leaves too? No.
It stays with them.
They still got it. Anything happen, they getting all the your people ain't getting none of that. But and then they take that and they monetize it. Because after
so this
all
could
these
be a job that I worked at 30 years ago.
But then they take them and they monetize them.
Wow.
These service policies and be opening up other spots. Just like Walmart, same thing. They're really an insurance company. When you really get to the media, all those workers that go in there, they opening up. Those workers that go in there, all them policies that's on, they opening up all the Walmarts, man.
Damn.
But back to trust though. So when you have the trust and things of this nature, when you start understanding your plight or who you are and things, and then like I'm learning constantly, trust me. And I'm learning more so always moving through equity. You know what I'm saying? But knowing who you are. But when you start contracting and you start reading these contracts and you start crossing things out, because all these, I don't care if it's an LLC, a church, whatever, all these things are different forms of trust. Understand it.
Right.
Different forms of trust. Okay.
Right.
So once you start understanding contract and how to formulate your trust or your operating agreements, which is another, your constitution and things of this nature, then they can't wiggle in and just steal from you and things of that. Because right now it's all open, they looting and plundering everything.
Right. Pillaging. Right. There's no protection. There's no gates up. There's no door for them to walk.
Just like
open air.
Yeah, just like the trust we have, the first trust that was established that you didn't understand, that we didn't understand. Just like that, they've been raping and plundering and pillaging that, through all, since it's been put in place.
Right.
You see, everything, just like what's going on when they say that, when they have the bar mitzvahs and things like this, right?
Yes.
They're passing over assets.
Now,
when you came of age, because the trust is put in place already for you, is put in place. Let's say you was born your weight in gold. When you reach that mature age, everything that was accumulated in that's supposed to be passed on to you now, but it's not. See, they're stealing your inheritance.
So
that's
question: would you say they are stealing it, or the parents are not savvy enough to set up the trust for their progeny, right? To prepare them for when they reach this age, or the rites of passage, similar to what the bar mitzvah represents. And, and certain things are passed down to them by family members who claim that they love them and things of that nature.
No,
because we know.
Yes.
Yeah, we know.
No, I feel you. But they are stealing, because we don't know no better. We know when they omit it, it's the same thing as treachery. You know what I'm saying? So we don't understand this thing. But yes, it is now that, like you said before, the information is so prevalent out here that if you do not do these things because you didn't want to know better now or do better. Because the information like now is being presented to you so you can do better because you know better. So yes, now when you start setting up these trusts and passing down, see insurance policies a lot of times, people are like, what you need insurance? It's not for you.
We're gonna touch on that next.
Yeah, but it's like it operates the same as a trust. See, the trust is to take those assets, right, and pass them down, generation to generation, generational wealth, to pass it down. So that's a grand scheme of a whole big insurance pot you're gonna have for your whole tribe. But you have to accumulate those assets and you structure it to where everything is staying in house. You ain't getting none of the money. Nobody else is getting it. It's staying in the tribe. That's how it's gonna go down. Whether it's land, whether it's different stocks, whether it's different currencies, and there's different digital assets, because you know that's you already know that's definitely I'm on that. So you know all that stuff, but it's yours and it's for your people. You know what I'm saying? Your, you know what I'm saying, your family, your tribe and stuff, your legacy. It's not for nobody to be coming and taking that because you didn't know better, and because you didn't know better, they just stole your whole legacy. Your whole catalog, got your family fighting over scraps, and they stay making money, stay coming out with this over here, or this over this for those people. But for us, they're still taking a lot from us too, a lot.
Right, understood. So, and this is like you said, this is something that the wealthy do to remain wealthy, whereas they have us completely, you know, in the blind or in the dark about some of the basic things that that America has to offer.
And you understand that because not getting into that, but when they created the school system, those who wrote you know what I'm saying, them books, was geared to keep us as what you would call an educated slave in a sense. You see what I'm saying? Because it's never teaching you how to nation build and get to the real meat of this. They're never going to teach you what you need to rise up and stand in the paint and go. They're not going to teach you that. So they put it to a way like we're going crazy, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? These are facts. When you start really looking, when we talk about trust again, even the word trust in its legal form. We can go through the definitions in its legal form, and and what's crazy because a lot of us don't have the luxury of trust because of the way we've been conditioned through our mind, because of the way these people have been putting in structuring their trust. Put their insurance policy. See, we're in a sense that we are their insurance policies in a sense. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So and through trust, they're taking all the corpse or the corpus and things of this nature, or the interest and things of this nature, and they're going through and setting it up to their legacies and going on and accumulating compounded interest and going on. So all this ties in, but they're just doing it real treacherously, and they're capitalizing off and monetizing off of the pain of us.
But we move. And you're saying that there's a way for us to turn that around, legally, lawfully, and now, like we don't have to wait. Because I know some people when they approach me about trust and whatnot, they're under the impression that they have to be what is known as rich. You know what I mean? They're under the impression that they have to be in a certain type of tax bracket because that's what's been sold to them. The average man and woman don't qualify to be owners of trusts. They see trust fund baby and stuff like that, and they're under the impression, they say, well, I don't even got a lot of money to be doing no trust, but then I bring up insurance to them. So could we briefly speak about the perks or the pros to insurance policies? Another thing that we were not taught about, and something that I've seen many people utilize as tools to build their quote unquote castles in real time.
Yes. Now, what I've learned when it comes to insurance, depending on how you structure it. Now, if you're talking about life insurance, you got whole life, term life, you got universal. Yes. No, those are basic insurance. Now, I always say, and this is not financial information, nothing like that, but I will go more towards whole life insurance. Okay, there's a lot more things you can do with that, and depending on who you're dealing with, they have a thing called infinite banking, and they teach in infinite banking how you take you can form a trust with $1,000. I'm gonna get back to that. I'll tell you that, but you can have with infinite banking. They try to teach you basically like this. you take your insurance policy, which is it could be like I said, whole life, and you pay into your death benefits. So if you pass away, something like that. But then they also have you can add riders into it where you can pay into your cash benefit as well. So you can be building up your own cash reserve at the same time. You're also paying into the benefit, but you have to add riders. These riders are just add-ons or amendments to the policy. Okay, that's what that is. That's all it is.
Right.
So you have to structure and get with somebody that you speak with them and you get with them and you want to build it around that. If you're going to use that, because you could take from it, what I'm saying, and go ahead and fund your own self, but you have to build it up naturally. But you could take from it without having to worry about all the other taxes and all the other stuff. Do the business what you want to do, and then pay yourself back and things of that nature. That's how, in a nutshell, that's how that would work. But you have to understand, like I said, the different riders and the different, like I said, whole life when it comes to life insurance. To me, that's when I would utilize. And you look into it, you will see why I would utilize that. Like I said, by adding riders, different things to it to structure it to benefit you the most. Now, you also have insurance you can put on. Check this out. Just think about this. Your heart, how much you think a heart is worth? Or a lung right now?
A lot, bro. Them organs is
okay, crazy. Now you can put insurance on your hearts or your lungs.
Right. On your body part, organs.
And then you can utilize that as, think about it. So now we know we got a heart, the lungs in good condition. Now we know once the body goes, this money's coming up. So now let's say we can monetize that.
Right.
Think about it. You can utilize that to get access to credits too.
Follow
what I'm saying? Think about it. It's like you can take gold or silver and you can go in and get a safekeeping receipt or something. Well, you're not gonna keep the organ. You safekeeping the organ. This hypothetically speaking, I'm saying how insurances can work. Okay, exactly. Right. It definitely does that set up. So now it doesn't. You do have. So I don't care. You can insure your left toe. If the left toe get cut off, you get paid for that. I mean, insurance is like, and hypothetically speaking, I tell people insure all your jewelry, all your anything, your metals, insure all that, man.
Is that why? Is that why J-Lo insured her gluteus maximus?
Think about it. Look at it. Now the ass starts getting saggy. She could have put in clauses. If my ass start dropping, I need to get paid out this because I can't shake it the same way.
And right. That's my bread and butter. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It just like these features. Your whole appearance, however you rock, you could show all that. You could show it all. You can get money for it. And sometimes you can take
off my face card.
Policy and basically almost hedge against it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So insurance is good. It's not wrong. Just know how to utilize the insurance, especially when you get those jewels and stuff. And show all that.
Oh, definitely. I mean, like I said, moving forward. We've had this conversation when we were formulating the Facts Initiative and putting it together. And Blue Pill says something about, making sure that every single member in the Facts Initiative will have insurance. And, we're going to be rolling out our level of social credit system. We're not going to wait for America or for China to do that to us. But one of the same way, that if you have your credit score will be affected by evictions and shit like that. Well, your social credit score will be affected if you don't have insurance, because you're not considered to be an upright individual if you're not insured. Because if you are not insured, you're not an asset, you're a liability. Because if anything were to happen to you, you're not upright. You'll pull down everybody around you. They got to do fish fries to bury you, GoFundMe's and shit like that. You're not an asset. You know what I mean? You're not considered. I don't care how deep you are. I don't care what your master teacher taught you. I don't care if you got spaceships coming to pick you up. If you're not insured, you're not an upright individual inside of what we considered is the Facts ecosystem. There's going to have to be certain things that we have to get in order and straightened out. That's why we're structured as a 501c8 underneath the tax code of a fraternal order. Okay. As the fraternal order, we'll be responsible for life and death insurance for all of our members.
And that's
You
the
know what I
public
mean?
side. See what he's doing? He's talking about the public side.
Well, that's gonna be more so tier two, the private side, but it's a perfect.
No, but what I mean is that when you do the 501c, right? The
Oh, on the public side, yes.
That's because we have the behind that will be a 508. It's something that's not incorporated, but you use
Right, right.
like he's telling you. I know he wasn't getting into that, but I'm just saying it. So because we
Yes,
do it's trust, you know what I'm saying. So you have one that's unincorporated, controlling the incorporated one. We use the incorporated one as
exactly,
a integrated auxiliary. Go ahead, bro.
exactly. And that's basically the principles of what we were taught with love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice and whatnot. That's out of love. Like that's a way that we could function as a body politic and as a collective to whereas no one is a crutch on the next one. You feel me? We could stand on two legs. We could stand up and family will benefit from it. Every single family member of every member of ours will benefit when that inevitable day comes, when that time comes, and even before that time comes, like you said, drawing from the policies, being able to be an asset to say,
And you
look,
can use it, for your, for health too. We can create it to where, like, even the brother Razor, he got one of the things where was set up to where, we can create, have the insurance policy as a whole. Again, how they go to jobs, they got the insurance policy, they kick out this. You can
right,
do that too. We don't have to go through that. We can create our, have our own insurance. It's certain
right,
things we were structured for it, but that cover dental, optical, all that, all different types of things, as well as have an insurance policy, a life insurance policy, and going and the way we got it now is going through the shout out to blockchain bully, it's the minister right there, finance.
shout
But
out to
that
blockchain.
right there, we can have a DAO and set up things just for that. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
right.
monetize
That's
it,
right.
and monetize it over here with different. I mean, there's so many things we can do with trust and insurance that we can extract, and just like do credits and do overstanding signatures, overstanding equity, and overstanding who you are and things. You can extract things out of thin air the same way they're extracting this out of thin air. But the only thing is, it's really backed by something from us because it's really the energy. The energy, you see them go carbon copies and all that, carbon footprints and all this energy,
Right, right. All energy signatures, you know. Um,
signatures.
yeah, signatures, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. I'm very I'm kind of I'm geeked because I just, I know the importance of being upright, you know what I'm saying? And I know the importance of being able to cover something that many of us overlook. You know what I mean? A lot of us are busy, in the books and whatnot, finding ourselves, knowing ourselves. We're on that journey. Some people are tapped into the health journey. Some people are tapped into the knowledge of self journey. And it's like where are you going to get information about trust and wills and insurance and whatnot if you're not in the Moorish paradigm dealing with your mission to be sovereign and shit like that. You know what I mean? Wanting to be a private citizen and things of that nature, withdraw from the system. Like this is not something that's spoken of across the border in different schools of thought and knowledge, right? Like the nation, 5%ers, you know what I mean, or the Hebrew Israelites, or the brothers in Kemet. I don't recall hearing them, expound on the importance and the necessities and the needs to be upright, you know what I mean, to protect ourselves from,
And to protect your bloodline.
yeah, and to protect your bloodlines from these vultures because no offense to the community, but I've seen what has taken place with some of our master teachers who left had untimely demises and whatnot. And and then you have to rely on the community to take care of your progeny. you know I'm not about to let that happen to mines. So
And
we
there's all kind of insurance policies that you can get outside of life that can still benefit your legacy. You see what I'm saying? All type of things. It's just being able to set it up in a way where it all goes back to a trust that you put in place, whether it's your blood trust, whether it's your unincorporated religious assemblies, your churches, your ministries, whatever it is.
Right.
And if the kids or who you leave it to is underage, that's where that custodial trust comes into play too. That will help out. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
make sure that those things, because everything, all the things that you have interest in, goes into that trust. You see what I'm
Goes into
saying?
that
It can be
trust.
for the benefit of your beneficiaries down the line.
Right. That's how that shit. That's a love language. I wish I had my bombs. That shit would be going off all night.
Yeah, but
Share
she says they don't want to spend that money on the premiums. I
premiums.
hear you, but
Right.
you spend it now because see they not see they always a lot of us look at it like this. Well, I'm not getting none of it right now. Okay,
Right.
but what
We have
happens?
to
What
we have
happens?
to
Like you said,
establish foresight. Right.
they
We have
got
to
later time
establish that
because
long term.
I tell people I don't care what your addiction is. I don't care if it's sneakers, TVs, clothes, food, alcohol, bud, whatever it is. You got money to spend on all that other shit.
Right.
But you don't got money to spend on an insurance policy.
Right.
I'm just saying, and I don't mean for everybody because I can see even myself just say, hold on, I can spend money, I can find money for this, I can find money for that, I can shake and move for this, but I can't find money for this.
For
And
that.
that's
Right.
really a benefit that's gonna the way you structure can benefit you 10 times folds over. Because it's not for you, it's for those that you leave behind when it comes to life insurance, especially. But insurance on anything, especially on your body, period. What's the most valuable? You're the most valuable property. Why wouldn't you put insurance on your body?
Right.
Why you take care of that?
Right. Your temple is your most valuable asset. Without it, or if it were broken down, you can't eat, you can't move. This is your real conveyance vehicle. It's
Mm-hmm.
not just it's not your Whippington, it's not your car and whatnot. It's the body. So if the body is not working properly, if the body is not taken care of, if the body is not well oiled and well rested and whatnot, I've seen what it looks like when it's not like that. You know what I mean? And I've there's been days where I was under the weather and I felt what that shit looked like to be banged up and whatnot and not being able to move properly. It's very painful. So yeah, man, this is beautiful. You know what I mean?
And you
Uh,
have insurance for that too. Let's say you end up incapacitated. They
right,
got things that that can help you for that too. It's just how you want to structure it. But know
right,
this: you can be self-insured. Okay, a lot of ways you do things like that too. And
right,
again, going back to the DAOs and even this blockchain, this what stuff is going. It makes it much more easier for a lot of people really to set up all kind of. I mean, the best kind of insurance too that you can have
right.
for pennies on the dollar. We can structure it as a whole now. You see what I'm saying? So
Mm,
and
with the
then
Dow.
setting it through trust because now you don't have to know me. I don't have to see you at all. But once you
Right,
start putting these contracts into place, I have to honor the contract because once it's written in stone, there ain't no taking it out of this blockchain and re-altering it and putting it back in. See what I'm saying? So once it's executed, it can be penalized because whatever assets is up there that you did have, you can lose that now too and more.
right,
So
right,
those contracts up a house, I don't have to know you now. So if you believe in the cause, you see what's going on and have the benefit of faith, not doubt. You know what I'm saying? And you're
right,
moving in this, and understand these contracts is written in stone here, but you want to make sure that the people you are dealing with too is honorable. But when it comes to the contract on a blockchain, you can see there's nobody they can't tell you like I can't say if you sent money to me, right? Or these different currencies to me, right? Functional
right.
currency, I'm gonna call them. I can't, and you send it to this wallet. I send it over here, I send it over there, or whatever the case is. I can't tell you I didn't do it. I can't tell you this. It's impossible for me to
Yeah,
tell you that I didn't do it. Now, I can say I didn't do it personally, but whoever did it had to only have access to my wallet. I mean, they had to
right,
have they had the security keys, they had to have the codes and everything to get in there. Because
right.
on the blockchain, it's gonna show the transaction and where it came from and where it went and all that. So
Open
I
ledger.
can't tell you I didn't do something if I did it because it's written in stone there.
It's open ledgers right there. You
Open
know what I mean?
legends.
And what I've explained that, the reason why we are going to integrate Facts 24 with Web3 technology is because what is also important in the world of trust is the trust economy, right? That's why I say in trust we trust. It is important that we bring back or we add more value back into the trust economy. The trust economy has been eroded because we know people could just say things and not do it. And there's nothing to really hold them against them not doing it. You know how many dreams were sold to me in this community over the decades and whatnot? How many people promised me shit? How many people were, Red, we good. We like if I listen to them, I'd be homeless. You feel me? With no family and whatnot. Cause Red, you don't even gotta do nothing. Just chill, man. We good. I hit a lick, bro. We got $1 million coming. I'm gonna wire it to you. Cause you taught me some stuff. I love you, brother. So, but it even goes all the way into the nefarious. People have been gaffled and jerked, taken advantage of, and robbed. Their pockets got dug by swift talking charlatans in these communities. So with smart contracts and with the blockchain, there's a way to alleviate a lot of that. And I don't know if people are even familiar with the technology that exists right now. It's not coming, it's here. Okay, it's here, and it's here to protect you, and it's here to restore faith, and it's here to bring back what was lost, and that was trust. So once we could reestablish trust in this community, we could begin to move forward again. The wheels on the train will begin to move. Okay. So yeah, man, it is
because you think about and don't get me wrong, this is very new. I done got accounts hacked and all kind of stuff in this field. But
right.
Because I really believe in what's going on in that space, and I'm seeing the power it brings back to the people and to the community. This how the shift of the wealth is just the redistribution of wealth is going on through this chain right here too.
Through that chain, exactly. That great reset that is often spoken of, that is multi-tiered and whatnot, is showing up in that space as well. You know what I mean? There's a reset taking place, and like you said, the redistribution of wealth is also taking place. There's a new wealth class that's being built up. I was just sharing with Blue that I was watching a documentary on Netflix about the Wall Street bets. All right, the whole GameStop and AMC situation that took place in 2021, where the retail investors, aka the average investor on Robinhood, were driving these stocks crazy against the short of these multi-billion-dollar hedge funds and whatnot, and how they beat them.
Yeah, and you see, and right now, we have the ability to do that because if you look, like you said, all this stuff is written. So you see a lot of these people crashing and falling and stuff like that, right? Because people are putting, a benefit in a doubt. See, we have the ability right now, even though this came out, it's been going on, but not into this the way it is now, the way it's developing now.
Right.
We really he's like, oh, well, this company just crashed, and I said, well, what makes you think that just because they're a hedge fund that they know this space? Just because they're over there working and doing things, you see all the millions and trillions they lost. Now, because you think that they know more than you can know, or because this space is new to them, like it's new to you.
Right.
You see, now, granted, I've been doing, I learned crap, bump my head, and I'm familiar with a whole bunch of this stuff, and I learned a lot, even through bullies. Like bullies, that's why I said when it comes to this for our community, the homie bullies got the roadmap for you. You know what I'm saying? And it's not no blind stuff. We showing you again, our motto is we want you guys to, think for yourself, learn, go out there and do, study and show yourself improve. But we're ahead of the game in a lot of respect because it's still new. So you getting your hands in there now, you can see, I'm telling you, I'm watching some of these people and I'm looking at the stuff that they trying to teach. I'm like, what? And people was going for it, man. They're like, I'm like, wait a minute, that's not good. That's not astaghfirullah, man. That's not good. You know what I mean? It's not. But this is what's going on. So, but this community, I'm telling you, in this space, man, it's a lot of people's the wealth is gonna be created. A lot of wealth is gonna be created in this space, and it's not just because. You think about it, your kids and stuff are going to be utilizing these type of currencies.
That's right. And it's technology.
And the technology. We know the money of the gods is still going to be the minerals, the raw minerals, the earth, gold, the
Right.
silver, the palladium, the rhodium. Because
Rhodium.
rhodium, you don't even know
Yeah,
about the
rhodium
rhodium.
is up. Yeah, rhodium
Rhodium.
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So, so many different things because you got to look at, so you see, people don't wonder what that rhodium, when you look it up, you see what they use it. They use it in like the circuit boards and going like all kind of, intricacies.
Yeah.
You start thinking about quantum computers that's going to be coming. So just
Gotta
think
use
this,
that.
and again, it goes through trust. We have to have a trust. As a people, that's what we're lacking. We don't trust each other. And I can understand because we've been deceived and so much deception and all crazy type been going through. It's been sold to us. Okay.
Right.
We looking at each other, we're always like, oh, this dude trying to just scam us. But we look over here and they taking the shirt off your back, the drawers off you and all that. But we trying to really give you something like, yo, man, look, I ain't nothing next under the sun, but workman is always worthy of his higher. But the information that you get, if you apply it and utilize it now, you can create something of value right now.
Right.
Whether it's this, whether it's you compounding interest, you learn. I've been taking pennies over here, just compounding. I'm looking back, and I said, oh, whoa, okay, it's starting to come up. I'm moving around.
Yeah, things
Start
growing.
planting those seeds all through trust, through sure. Because now we could do something and vote on it literally. We could get extensions of credit, as I can get into that. We can get that and set a project, 3 or 4 or 5 different projects out there, okay? And now whoever has something invested in with whether extensions of credit or whatever assets they put up for that, we would take that, we put a vote on it now. So wherever the vote goes to, that's the project we do.
Right.
Simple as that.
That's the governance system.
The computer would do that.
Right. And that's the power of the DAOs as well, where you're able to vote. All token holders, are able to vote. You now have a voice, so that is also the aim for Facts 24, to give all of our members a voice, give everybody a vote. So it could be, we could practice governance, you know what I mean? And may the best project win, that will be funded. And that's an incentive for the creators to create and to get busy. So you'll make sure that you cross your T's and dot your I's, because you want to be chosen. You know what I mean? You want to be funded. You want your project to see its fullness and whatnot.
And
I'm gonna
take
some
back for the pack too. It's like, and everybody that believed in that too, because those are people who voted for it. Even if a lot of people in the community are still vested in it. So when the vote goes out, we want it to win no matter what. So everybody gonna put the best for it because we all got something staked in there.
Got some equity in it. Right. And I've utilized, I remember reading Marcus Garvey's book, and it changed everything for me. And that's when I first got onto the whole premise of shares and whatnot, and how he was able to create that movement in Harlem in the 20s and whatnot with nickels and dimes and quarters. His main thing was, we are going to offer shares in companies to the average Black man and woman. So once you have a share in the company, you have a vested interest, you have equity, you're not going to sabotage that company, and you're not going to support that company. So going back to this debacle that we have now, where Nike and Adidas have showed their true colors, right? Balenciaga has showed their true colors. The way that we are able to counter that is that we have to have high quality brands, both sneaker and apparel, come forward and say, not only is this a Black owned brand, but I'm offering shares and equity in the company for everybody that wants to. If you buy some sneakers, you also will get a certificate for at least 1 or 2 shares. So if you continue to buy more sneakers, you'll become a shareholder. And now you're like a brand ambassador. You're not going to just go ahead and run and buy a pair of Nikes because of a colorway or because of some hype. You don't have any equity in that company. You don't have any shares. You don't have any vested interests. You want to stick to where your vested interest is. And those are the companies that you build up. And because as you build up the company, you're going to build up your portfolio. Your shares become more, more valuable and whatnot. And in the long run, you could pass that down, put that in the trust, and you pass that down to your progeny. So it makes sense. So for entrepreneurs, serial entrepreneurs such as myself, I could easily sit back and look at this year 2022 and look at the stories and the opportunities that are presenting themselves. And I say to myself, oh, nah, this is a window in time where we get the opportunity to break the chains from one brand and jump on another brand that we have ownership in. That's why shit like this is taking place, because this is that opportunity in time. Now that we have the consciousness, we have the wherewithal to understand things. We have brothers such as yourself. We got the block bully out there. We got people who are able to teach us what it is that we never knew. So now we can apply. Now that you know it, where are you going to apply the information? Where are you going to apply it to so you can see that shit benefits you? Oh, there's brands now. Oh, there's a okay. There's ways to, all right. Oh,
and you're creating again your insurance policies through all these different things you're doing. Every type of time you make these certain investments, there's another type of insurance policy. It's a backup plan on the backup plan.
Right.
On the backup plan. And then there's ways inside of this space, the crypto space now, which is again that the homie has shown you how to accumulate for the long term these assets, and also how to take these assets, your assets, utilize them, okay,
right,
out there, and then still come back and be able to discharge what you borrowed. So it's like you never borrowed anything. Your assets are still sitting there accumulating the compounding interest daily. And again, I've known this because I've done it with the homie. Like I've believed in my, bro, have faith in my bro. I said, you know what, let's go, man. Here, show me what you're talking about.
Right.
So these type of things we have to, and again, it's insurance policies, it's trust. We're writing contracts, we're setting contracts and play through these different platforms. It's like out here we move through these different trusts, insurance, all these different things are contracts. How are you going to layer your contract to move freely? Yes, in the public can understand this, you move through LLCs, which is a different form of trust for the public. But then when you start getting back on the other side, like you said, it's two ledgers too. So you got a public and a private. So you want to activate on the private side mostly because everything, once you demonstrate in the private, it bleeds out to the public. But really in the public, a lot of this shit is really dead.
Right.
So you want to do your business on the private, understanding contracts, understanding trust. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And understanding how to navigate through, the language. Just picking up the language. Once you see the language, then you can because then you start reading the contracts, and then you start saying, wait a minute. Nah, I'm not getting a part of this trust. I'm not registering this stuff into this because your trust comes with these type of policies now. So it's like I'm your worker now in a sense, or I'm your employee. I gotta abide by your stuff because I put my shit in your trust. And you said in your trust it says I got this constitution, this is my operating agreements. If you don't do this or wear this shirt, just like the NFL do. That's what they do because they create a trust, a private membership association. Okay. Right. If they sit at the table with a board of their trustees and they set a thing out and told you, I don't care, I own you, boy. When you off the field, if you even walk wrong, I'm gonna put a charge on you because you're my property. You're representing my brand. You're part of your property. You're part of my trust. Okay, that's what it is. You're gonna earn from me and do all this, but you have to do it this way. You have to talk this way. You have to look this way. You're gonna wear your clothes this way. That's their trust. Their part. They signed up for that because they didn't understand the contracts. You know what I'm saying? They didn't trust. They didn't get trust there. You know what I'm saying? At all. They got deceived because they didn't understand what trust was. They didn't understand the contract. They didn't understand about insurance and how they code and write these things the same way they put a definition of, what this so-called anti-Semitism is. If you look at the definition of it itself, it's a contract. It's saying you can't do this. And, think about why would somebody put a contract inside just a definition? I mean, but it's in a definition. Think about it. Come on, that's diabolical because what's up. It's all in the contract.
You know who put that together. Those diabolical ones.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna take about 2 or 3 questions from the audience before we shut it down for the night. This brother will be in the building on Wednesday for Facts 24. We will go a little bit deeper into this conversation. I just really wanted to debrief the family and give y'all a little insight as to what the conversation is about, and just introduce you to our good brother Angel. All right. So if we do have any questions from the audience, please ask them, and I will ask this good brother your question, and we'll get you your answer. Okay. And just for a real quick overstanding, what would be the window of establishing a trust? What are we looking at? What's the basic window of time that we'll be looking at if somebody wants to say, I want to go ahead and do that. I want to set something up for my family and whatnot. This brother is definitely speaking my language.
It all depends, because you can write a trust on paper, literally.
Yes.
I can write a private trust on paper and say I want 20% of this, my interest, and all equitable, everything to go here. And I want this inside of this, and that could be a trust.
Okay, so we have a question from Mac Ben. Why invest with the oppressor? I have faith that their shot clock is almost up. I don't think now is the time for us to try and benefit with them, but without.
Now, I don't get what you mean when you're saying benefit with the oppressor, and what you talking about as far as you purchase insurance policies, or what do you mean when you say as far as
Yeah, I don't want to speak for Mac Ben. I would tell Mac Ben to clarify that statement, so we can have a better understanding as to what it is that you are saying and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Because I definitely, you know what I'm saying, because in a nutshell, we want to protect our assets and our investments. So we're going to utilize the tool that's at our disposal and capitalize on, because we haven't been. It's not that they're doing against us, that we haven't been utilizing them the correct way, or know how to utilize them to maximize our benefit, because we could have been going ham on that as well. We could have created our own insurance companies, literally. You know what I'm saying? Where they didn't have to pay a premium or keep paying a high premium. No, and we could set the insurance policy up where it pays out, where we're paying out money to, or credits to the policy's holder. That's how much money and stuff goes in through these contracts and through this insurance. They just be robbing and taking stuff. We don't have to go. So we could do that too, but as a people, we have to do it. Not but we can. So we don't have to even utilize that. But for now, it's not something that we have. These things that's ours, that we wouldn't purchase, that we took our energy and our time to build up to do this. Why wouldn't you want to do it?
Right. My whole thing is, do you own anything? Like, are you the owner of anything? Do you possess anything in life?
Yeah. Whatever energy it is that you put out there that could get some control over whatever asset is going on, you still want to make sure it's protected. If not for you, for those that come behind.
Yeah. I mean, have you not seen what they've done to people over time? Multi-millionaires all the way down to people who were buried in Potter's Field. They had zero in their bank accounts. Do you see how they ravage you in death?
And then they still trading. Then they still trading on the information and stuff like that.
Trading your death certificate and flipping it. Like, we have to get a better understanding about this system. Do you pay rent? Do you pay car notes? Do you travel? I mean, what are you talking about?
And then again, when you start really overstanding what's really going on here, then you see that you are the money. You know what I'm saying? You are what it really is. When it boils down to, is how to manifest it. It's how to extract all your currency that you got in this air, in the universe.
Right.
Like different ways to extract it.
Everything is being monetized in this system. Everything that you do is monetized. They're extracting from you every which way. So if I was a betting man, I would have to stack my chips, right, on my future plays to say, you know what? While I figure this shit out, I still got to protect myself against what is known as the inevitable. What the inevitable is your ass gonna die one day, right? And when you die, you can't you can't be like, well, I want to give this to Gertrude and I want to give this to little Heru. No, that has to be in writing.
Now,
I don't give a fuck who's in control.
You got living wills too.
You're talking about, their time is up. No, if their time is up tomorrow, you still got to abide by a certain type of law. This is not going to be Mad Max. You're still going to have to fall underneath the structure of somebody. I don't give a fuck if whoever you identify your leader as, you are still going to come underneath some type of structure. And that structure is going to have to be a structure that's going to even be better than the structure that's set up right now. What do you, I mean,
and you can, and you have the ability to create that structure. You don't have to recreate the wheel, but the bones is there for it. Because you see, what you thinking that that is all they just capitalize this, they did that's information that we always possess. Our people possess this type of information. You understand? We just had itchy ears and we started turning away, wasn't listening to, you know what I'm saying, what was supposed to be happening.
Right.
So
don't
think that, don't think that it's something that you're looking at, oh, these people got the answers. Now we just lost sight of who we really are again, because all those answers we civilized and gave the sciences, the maths, and all this stuff to the world over. This is a fact.
That's still our science.
So let's not
if
don't forget that.
If you are investing in death insurance, you're not giving, like, I'm not going to call you a miser, right? But I'm saying that if you invest in your inevitability, like instead of doing the GoFundMe or the chicken, the fish fry for your $7,000, $10,000 burial, all you're doing is paying it forward, right? Before that inevitable day happens, because you still got to pay.
Yeah, what we're talking about here, go ahead.
Right. And ultimately, what Facts 24 is about is us investing in ourselves.
No, that's what I want to say.
So I don't understand where your point is. You have to come better than that.
No, I think that maybe they might have missed something. I think because we are, that's the whole thing we are saying. You see, you said IRS and mutual fund. You see, we don't have to use that because a IRA or a mutual fund, let's say it like this. Yo, homie, I'm gonna put $30 in, he gonna put $30 in, she gonna put $30 in, he gonna match that, they gonna match that. That's our fund right there. Now we can take that fund and we can invest in and reallocate to products that we want to get done.
We want,
right? That's what we're doing. We're investing in ourselves. That's why we said we can put it up to where we can have the structure. We can put it in, and it could be transparent. Everybody see. We put the vote up. That's us investing in us. Whether it's through land, whether it's through different gold and precious metals, whether it's through different whatever project it is, we have to come together. That's why it comes to trust. We set the trust up. We set, a ministry up with the bylaws and the guidelines and things of that nature. So now when you start giving certain donations and things of this nature for certain projects or whatever the case is, it's in trust, literally.
Right. I don't understand. Yes, like we're speaking about putting. That's the and it's all good that somebody even said what they said, because it speaks to the mentality that our people ultimately have, where they hear insurance, they hear trust, they automatically put a European's face to it, and they think that they're buying into something. Versus what we're telling you is that no, you can build your own trust. Trust yourself, my brother or my sister. You could create your own bank with insurance. You could create your own. You're protecting your assets. Right? You're protecting your heirlooms. You're protecting whatever it is that you have from them coming to take it. They will take it out of the hands of your children. They will take it out of the hands of your people, your wife, and what they will take it from you. I've seen it happen multiple times, but I've also seen them try to take shit and get their hands chopped off because those people were protected by what is known as a trust. It's not rocket science. So
and law and understanding, again, the law. Where you come from, these trusts, these covenants and stuff again. So that when you start speaking, you may think that they can get over now, because the majority of the people they get over because we don't know a lot of this stuff. But once you start understanding how to move through trust, how to put those fee schedules down, how to, if you do this according to this, you're in violation. We can charge you this. These are not numbers that we're pulling out of thin air. This is in the law. And then it tells you how you can calculate it, because if it's a damage, it's times 3. So whatever it is. So you see, you have to start implementing those things as well. And again, it's moving through trust. So it's telling you, hey, You know, we're moving in this jurisdiction over here. The bylaws and the guide laws that I come from is a universal law, supreme law, land, and we're dealing with the law of the Most High, whoever you ascribe to. That's the jurisdiction I'm under, and that's the laws that pertain here. And those are the laws that you built this Constitution off of, or these are the laws that this legal system is structured off, because they all started from the laws of the Most High, and there's all these other structures put in to protect the rights we already have. Again, it goes to those contracts through trust. Okay, so now we're saying we don't want to be, we're not in your trust because we know we don't have no trust and no confidence there. You're pillaging us, you're just working us. So we're gonna create our own trust, and we're gonna create our own trust in our own nation, which is by creating these different trusts and structure, and we're gonna govern ourselves under the laws of the Most High. We're gonna be upright men and women walking on this. We're gonna grow into that Godhead. Okay,
right.
To be able to call yourself the gods and the gods, you're gonna grow into this.
It's not entitled alone. You have to fill that volume up. You're going to have to grow into yourself. Okay, but first you have to structure yourself before you grow into yourself. It's not as easy as somebody changing their name on Facebook and automatically you start moving like a god or a goddess. These are actions. You have to change your values. You have to change your perception. Right. One of the earlier lessons that we collectively go through is that we change our perception of what we identify as our open enemy. We take them from being 100 feet tall down to, like how in Super Mario, where he shrinks down. We shrink them down to like a midget size. Because in our mind's eye, we were looking at these people like they were Goliaths. Like they were 100 feet tall, and I'm speaking from experience. You feel me? When I was underneath the spell, them Europeans were the tallest thing on the planet. They were giants in my eyes. So I didn't think that I could get past. I didn't think that I could get over. I didn't think that I could jump over their heads and whatnot. I didn't think that, I was under a serious spell. So that's one of the first steps that we do. So once we change our perception, we change our reality. That part. Like, bruh, we are here to invest in ourselves. Lily June, you said that you're intrigued to know more about Facts 24. I'm very, I'm intrigued that you're intrigued. Come and join us on Wednesday. Take advantage of the deal that we're offering, where you buy a ticket for the Facts 24 and you get a free lecture, workshop, masterclass out of KTLUniversity.com, and that's only for the first 22 people who are able to get that deal. It cuts off after that and whatnot. Come and pull up. We'll be teaching on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern on Zoom only, KTL University, and we're gonna be dropping a lot of information dealing with the Facts 2024. This is the beginning of our campaign. We are not political. We're not a political structure, but okay, it's politics as usual. You know what I mean? We're gonna do what the politicians are not doing. You know what I'm talking about? And that's dealing with principles. Yeah.
Dealing with truth. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with truth. And like I said, it's about, let me just say this. Since I've came into this field, I like I said, it's a red pill, blue pill. I salute I have a few brothers out there that I really, I salute to. But I noticed that with the thing that I've changed in this field from the last couple of years is I made it to where you can't just be talking now. You really got to show them. You really got to show what's up. Because I popped up on a lot of these venues. You hear me? And paid for it. Said, "What's up?"
Right.
And what you really about? Any some of these people because now's the time that we have to, like I said, study, show yourself approved. Let's do the work. You see, I ain't just talking. Let's do the work. You see, when I had certain individuals on a certain area, to see what's up. I saw what's up now. They ain't really want to do the work. You know what I mean? Well, hold up. I thought you was a big dog. Let's do the work.
Because if you don't do the work, you spinning wheels and you just pontificating. But when you do the work, when you get active, when you activate yourself, then you're gonna be like, oh my goodness, this shit is. I'm in the middle of the ocean. You're gonna feel the movement. You're gonna be able to look back and see the land, and then sooner or later you're gonna look back and you see no land. Then you're gonna know that you are in movement. You know what I'm talking about? And things are active.
The only reason, like I said, a lot of us haven't done it or
Right.
haven't been done yet is because we didn't do it. You see, we're getting a lot of us getting our own ways. I'm ain't talking about me because I'm a team player. We know the homies, we're gonna play, make a team play. But that's what's happening, really, because we have so many resources, so many, good teachers out there. You got a lot of bullshit teachers too. We got so much, right? What's the problem? We get in our own way as usual. So that's another thing I wanted to show and prove. Like, okay, you talking about this over here, and you saying this over here, but none of us trust each other. We don't have no trust with each other, right? We don't got that. But we're talking about structure. But everybody's talking about structuring this and getting with this, but nobody's really doing it. Because you still want to know, well, this over here is better than that, or this. How has that right now elevated us as a people? It hasn't.
Right.
Show me where. That's why I tell people I don't care about all that, man. Show me where's going to connect the dots for us to really move forward. Because all that shit is just talk, man.
Right.
We got everything to do it.
That's right. And I'm co-signing with the brothers saying that one of the things that have been restricting our people from coming up with results is the fact that we're not contracting with each other. You know what I mean? And we're not locking in the way that we say that we're locking in. One of the main goals of the Facts Initiative, is to bring together the schools of thought, the schools of knowledge and whatnot. I'm looking for 30,000 members. I'm really not asking for much, bro. You know what I'm talking about? I'm really not asking for much, especially when I'm looking at the MSTA, when I'm looking at the Nation of Gods and Earth, the NOI. I don't even want to go outside of the schools of thought and knowledge inside this community. I don't want to go to the knuckle draggers. I don't have to when I'm looking for 30,000 members. So when we get our membership up, then we could really see how this shit really works and whatnot. You're not going to see any progress if you're moving as an individual. You're not going to see any progress, even if you're moving as an organization who, when you read their bylaws and when you read their mission statement, or when you read what it is that they're not about moving. You know what I mean? You're going to have to lie to yourself to be like, nah, they about moving forward and building and economics. That's not what they say that they about.
And
they're about praising.
Yo, you know what's crazy though? And we talked about this today. I'm not going to get into it, but we spoke about this. It's so simple that I don't know how many brothers and sisters online right now, but it's so simple for us really collectively to extract, even as using our different entities and stuff to extract lines of credit and do numbers with them. Listen to me, not even coming out of your pocket. We don't even need a whole. I'm telling you, pulling on a thin there. All right, you got to get a line. All right, boys, go do it. Literally, and go pull it and take that and start building, put it to its project, which I want to do with it. We can go get a building, we can go do this. Literally. And we could, I want to, because all the people was talking, we can really show you, like, all right, let's do it. You want to talk? Let's not just talk, let's do it, because now we can say, all right, well, this is tangible. This units right here, 18 unit apartment is gonna cost this. It's gonna be this much down. All right, let's go get it.
Right.
It's that simple. Let's go get it. If we got a community, like we can extract. We can do. I don't care if we do funds. We sell it, whatever it is. Let's go get it. But we can do it by just using the pen and extracting it. Just having certain things, certain things in protocol, and just having that trust and faith in one another to do what the fuck we say we gonna do. It's part of stuff. But yeah, come on, man.
I promise y'all, this conversation is really, it's not for YouTube. It's not for the public like that. This is something that we are going to have in a private, as private as private as Zoom allows us to be, that's where we'll have further conversations dealing with what it is that we're talking about. But listen to me, bro. Listen, somebody said info. The info is right there on the ticker. KTL University. Right? KTL University. I'm going to show you real quick the website, KTL University. So when you go there, you'll know that this is the proper site that I'm speaking about. This is the website. All you have to do is click on the workshop right there at the top, Facts Initiative, Facts 24. It's going to take you right there. You get your ticket, and we'll see you on Wednesday. This brother that you see right here, along with a few other brothers, will be joining me, and a sister will be joining us on the workshop so we could lay down everything that we'll be talking about. And yes, it will be recorded, And yes, we will have PDF study guides available for all of the students. Now, going back to what I was saying, the deal that we have, we're offering the opportunity to get one of these as a result of you getting a ticket, but it's only available for 22 of the students in tonight's class. I'm only doing it for Melanin Monday because Melanin Monday, y'all been riding with us for the longest, and y'all deserve to get something kicked back to you. You know, you deserve something. So on Cyber Monday, I figured that this is the best time that we could go ahead and offer you something as a token of our appreciation and whatnot. But yeah, this is all information, y'all, and the information is timeless. One thing about these lectures, the information is timeless. Like, it doesn't expire. Okay, it does not expire, especially if you apply that shit. Everything that Al-Kibalon, we got 4 different Al-Kibalon classes on it. We got AA Rashid, we got Blue Pill, we got Red Pill, we got Ross Bin, you name it, yo. It's a lot of information on this site right here. This is my this is our go-to, you know what I mean? This is our cyber university and our cyber library. Okay. So take full advantage. All right, ye are gods and all of that. You know what I mean? Take full advantage and thank me later. Okay. But yeah, that's where the information is at. The information will be in the workshop. We're gonna be laying out everything that it is, you know, that is that we have in the Facts 24. The Facts 24 is going to be, it's gonna be a campaign. The name of the ticket is it's the first one. Let me see. Facts 24. That's the name of it. Facts 24. That's the name of the class. Facts 24 workshop. Food, art, clothes, technology, shelter. All right. Yeah, man. I'm very excited about this. I want to put a lot of my energy and my time moving into 2023, going into 2024, only on this. Only on this. This is taking up a lot of my energy and a lot of my time, and rightfully so, because we've reached a time where it is about the solutions. We from the show me state. We've done enough talking. You know what I mean? The world around us is conforming to the information. The world around us is opening up. It's giving us the opportunity to get these slam dunks, to get these home runs and these grand slams. So why would we just sit around and not do anything? And collectively, it's going to have a greater impact than individually.
Indeed. So I see. I'll be there though.
No doubt.
I gotta get up out of here now. But thanks for having me. You know, and I'll be back with
Appreciate you, King.
honor.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you for pulling up, and I will see you on Wednesday, my good brother. All right.
Peace,
sir. Peace and love. Yes. So, yeah, man, we had a good conversation today. We had a good build. Blue Pill pulled up. My good brother Angel pulled up. We chopped it up. We almost at the 3-hour mark. If there's any questions that anybody has, I will stick around and answer. You know what I mean? I will definitely make myself available, and I will definitely answer any questions that anybody has. But yeah, you know, yeah, it's time to level up, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that in a facetious way. I'm not saying that like we haven't leveled up. We have leveled up information wise. We have leveled up lifestyle wise collectively. A lot of us are on a great path. But there's levels to this shit, you know what I mean? And there's tiers that we have to basically reach. So, you know, I'm all for the spiritual development and cultivation. I'm all for the magic. I'm all for the occult. I'm all for the metaphysics and all of that. But I'm also here for the economics. I'm also here for the basic shit: food, art, clothing, technology, and shelter, to whereas we don't have to make this difficult. Okay. Don't got to make it difficult. It don't have to be a brain buster. Okay. It doesn't have to be you know, it don't have to be rocket science. You know what I mean? So the formula that we formulated and the plan that we've structured is very is intricate, but it's going to be something that we'll all be able to benefit from. How to prepare for the last days of the Jason months. You got a shrine or an altar, right? If you have a shrine or an altar, I would basically, tap in with my shrine and my altar, right? Because you've made it through the Jason months. Okay. You've made it through the Jason months. The Jason months is July, August, September, October, November. November, we on the way out of this bitch. We've witnessed what the Jason months was about, with a lot of sacrifices. There's a lot of fuckery going on in the world, but we're here, right? And we're here, and we're breathing. We have gratitude. We have gratitude. Give thanks to your ancestors. Give thanks to your spirit guides. Give thanks to everybody who have gotten you to this point. You know what I mean? Remember, you're still an observer in a movie. You're watching shit go down, right? You're observing. You're watching things, you're decoding things, you're breaking things down, you know what I mean? And you're learning from it. Okay. So I'm thankful for the lessons that I've been able to learn through the Jason months, because it actually put me back in the books and had me more studious based off of a lot of the shit that was going on. I got back and I sharpened my sword and whatnot, because it was like, damn, I got to dive back into the books. Do a little bit of meditations, prepare yourself for the new fiscal year. Prepare yourself for the new fiscal year 2023 that's right around the corner. And when I say fiscal, I'm speaking to those of us who are considered to be business owners and things of that nature. This is a financial calendar that I follow. Okay. This Gregorian calendar is a fiscal calendar. My real New Year's is my birthday, November the 14th. And then I observe the first day of spring as another new year. But for the fiscal year, right, when the fourth quarter ends, that's on January 1st. You know what I'm talking about? And then I acknowledge that shit too. You know what I'm talking about? I acknowledge it too. I'm not running from it. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not in denial. So I'm thankful for all of the business that this year represented. And I look forward to 2023 as being a year where my business doubles and whatnot. Because I'm also not a person who is upset about doing good business and whatnot. I'm also a person that's not shying away from getting better in business and whatnot. And I'm also not a person who's going to apologize for being a businessman. Okay. As to me, in the eyes of my ancestors, is very honorable, because my ancestors were also businessmen and women. Okay. Some of them were workers, but a majority of them were entrepreneurs, some walking in their footsteps, and that's the best thing that I could tell you coming out of the Jason months and whatnot, because to me, it's a very spiritual time and whatnot. And if you're able to exit it intact, then you're on the right path, bro. Because a lot of people got washed up and whatnot. A lot of people got swept up in these times and whatnot. A lot of people have been put under the deeper spells as a result of. A lot of people got exposed. The silence is complicity in this whole Balenciaga situation. The fact that none of the celebrities had a peep to say. They didn't say a word, but they were so vocal about Ye. They were so vocal about Kyrie. You know what I'm talking about? We know that the celebrity culture is one of the most toxic cultures that is in our culture because the shit is counterproductive, because a lot of those men and women, they don't own themselves. They don't have their trust together. They belong to somebody else's trust, like the brother Angel was pointing out. They're underneath someone else's contracts. They've been swooped up in somebody else's trust and whatnot. So we can't trust them. Okay? We cannot trust them. They're not trustworthy. Right? So as we begin to divest ourselves from the grips that they have on us, we could begin to focus on ourselves and whatnot. Don't remove yourself from the grips of the celebrity and then let the master teachers put a fucking grip on you, or let your teachers or your YouTube and Instagram celebrities put a grip on you. Don't go from one to the other. Focus on yourself. Focus on the greatness in yourself. Focus on your progeny and your family. That's one of the reasons why we did this show, and we're pushing trust and whatnot, and we're pushing insurance, and we're pushing wills, because I want my members, I want my KTLians, I want my students to be upright, right? To be assets versus liabilities, not just in name, but in action. To be able to bring something to the table when you meet the goddess of your future, or when you meet the god of your future, and they ask you, what do you bring to the table? You could be like, God damn it, I bring multiple LLCs or multiple businesses. I have a trust. I'm taking care of my seeds. They're protected. I'm passing on my assets to them. Got my shit in order, right? Kevin Samuels would approve of that. He would. He would. Red, do you have a suggestion to bringing people out of their lower realms if they seem not to be interested? He's special because I see that he brings people together, but he on OnlyFans and lower realms like that. Yeah, well, I said it on two shows before this. At this point in 2022, no offense to those who are taking time to wake up, but if they haven't woken up by now, they are considered to be akin to Agent Smith. Okay, they are a threat to your growth and development, because they'll turn into ciphers and turn you into the matrix if you slip up, right? The same way that them niggas sold Kyrie to the motherfucking small hats, right? They turned their cheek when he was getting flogged and whipped and whatnot. They are not. If they got potential, well, great. You know what I mean? I'm not saying don't invest in them, but don't look like Erica Mena. Don't get the fucking life sucked out of you by these niggas. You know what I'm talking about? Don't be on the Love and Hip Hop reunion stage looking like Erica Mena. I wish I had my bombs.
Don't look like Erica Mena and let these niggas suck the life out of ya. Okay? That part. Don't let these niggas suck life out of you like a fucking tick on a dog. That part. Don't get worn down by these knuckle draggers. Okay? That part. Focus on yourself, beloved. Grow your edges back. Boom.
You know what I'm talking about? Don't let these niggas wear you down. Because I'm seeing that take place. People is going from classy back to ashy. Fucking with these niggas. And the brothers fucking with these scallywags. You know what I mean? You tapping out. You tapping out. Erica's a Scorpio. She should know better. She's getting that Scorpio karma though. She broke up a few happy homes, Miss Erica. You know what I'm talking about? She broke up a few happy homes. You know what I mean? Fucking with that pasa ass nigga who like jumping off of speakers and whatnot. She should have known better. You know? She broke up a few happy homes. That's that karma. Karma. But if they not on the frequency moving forward, man, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta keep them, you have to practice boundaries with them. You know? If you want to put the cape on and get on your goodwill shit, do that. But have boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Try not to be laid up with them all of the time and let them suck your fucking life out of you. Because if they really loved you, they would conform. You know? If they really loved you, they would conform. And yeah, like you said, pass them a shroom. That's maybe the best thing you could do for them is pass them a magic mushroom and wake them up. You dig? But you gotta focus on you, beloved. You gotta focus on you. You can't save these niggas, man. I promise you. They will put they're not their liabilities. If they're not assets, they're liabilities. If they're not standing upright, if they don't have certain things in alignment, man, you gambling. That's Russian roulette. You know, that's Russian roulette at this stage in the game. Because when it comes time to take off, you can't take everybody. Can't take everybody. You know, this year has showed you that situation in North Carolina with that sister that got murdered in Mexico, that was a divine warning. You understand? That was a divine warning. Your frenemies, people around you and whatnot that are envious of your light and your success and your growth and development, they'll go to the lengths of killing you. Okay? Got to be very careful. They'll line you up. You know what I'm talking about? They'll crash out with you right next to them and whatnot. And not they'll kamikaze themselves just to take you out. Be very mindful of that. It said the warning is even going to get louder as we move forward and whatnot. We in the quickening, shit is coming back real quick. This year, the theme of 2023, 2022 is trust. It's trust. She couldn't trust them friends of hers because they wasn't real friends. That wasn't her tribe. She kind of outgrew them. You know what I'm talking about? I heard she got some of that PPP money and then she took off. Shanquilla's her name, correct? That was her. I saw a video with her cousin, an interview. Her cousin was like, yeah, she did hair for little girls. She had an online boutique and she sold bundles. She was getting it 3 ways and whatnot. And she had got her startup money with the PPP loan. And the other girls in North Carolina, who was in Charlotte and whatnot, they had got loans as well, but they didn't take off the way that she took off. So they got jealous, right? That jealous and that envy and whatnot and that hatred. That's why, like Blue Pill said, Kanye or Ye is sick with jealousy. You got to get that out your heart. You can't move forward with a jealous heart. You got to get that out your system, bruh. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta cure yourself, and that shit is uncurable to a degree. So, jealous ones envy. Keep your head on the swivel. We still in the retro. You know what I'm talking about? Keep your head on the swivel. We still in the retro. Travel very cautiously, not in fear, right? But in awareness. Okay? Salute to you, New World Global Community. Look at that. 2 months without Adderall. And it started on a Melanin Monday. That's right. That's right. I hope the energy that we give you in these shows and whatnot could substitute for the pharmacopoeia and whatnot. Because that's the type of energy that we intend. That's our intent when we do these these bills and whatnot. Tonight wasn't as loud as other nights because the sound effects, we don't have the sound effects queued up and whatnot. I just wanted to kick it and chop it up with y'all. But we'll bring the noise back. You know what I mean? We'll bring the noise back. We'll get this shit rowdy. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, man. So we at the 3-hour mark. I think this is the right time for me to bow out. You know what I mean? I have to study more for my workshop on Wednesday. I'm going to be in study mode up until that date. You know what I'm talking about? And, I got a lot of work to do. So, I just want to say good looking, you got in a car crash with the wife. You got a reading. Haitian sister put some juju on y'all. God damn it. Yeah, you got to protect yourself, brother. You know what I'm saying? You got to protect yourself, man. Shit real out here, bro. What up, Jefferson? You got to protect yourself. Bobby Hemmett said the knuckle draggers are our enemies. It's not our job to save them. I mean, They not our friends. You know what I'm talking about? They more in bed with the ops than they in bed with us. Like, they not our friends. You know what I mean? The knuckle draggers, they're not your friends, bro. Like, let's be clear. Knuckle draggers, until they take the red pill, are considered to be highly dangerous. That's Agent fucking Smith. You know what I mean? Like, it's no other way around it. The Sophia Stewart showed you. If they're not unplugged, they're the fucking ops until proven differently. They're cipher in the Matrix. They will let the popo, they'll let the folks, they'll let them people in to turn your water off. That's what they called it. Remember that? Turn your water off, nigga. You know better. Yeah. So, with that being said, Namaste, Hotep, Islam, Black Power, and all that other fly shit. Happy birthday to the master teacher. You know I'm talking about? Bobby motherfucking Hemmett. He's still with us on this planet. You know what I mean? He's still alive. He is thriving. He's doing good. You know what I mean? Living his best fucking life. And I want to say happy birthday to the legend. Make sure y'all hit the Cash App, show some motherfucking love and whatnot. Leave a tip and shit like that. Go ahead and get your tickets for the shit coming up and whatnot. Yeah, we lit. You know what I'm talking about? We gonna make it happen. I'll see y'all on Wednesday in class. Shout out to all of my KT aliens. Love and light. Peace.
Facts, 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 facts.
Okay, the food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Fast, fast. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Found out the hacks, put it underneath the rap. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. We in your city, pull up what we at.
And that's facts though, I talk factos. Ask J Babe, I go Astro. Floating focused on my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a refloater, I do what I wanna. Stack in the winter, sunbathe in the summer. My chakras align and I shock them like Blanc. Only Pope with your knowledge, a nigga is Pablo.
At these events, I'm a god to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodging a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fair, yeah, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the Chico, my squad got the Chico. Came in a drought, yeah, they starving the people. Blaming the doubt, make it harder to eat, yo. Not a placebo, this not a placebo.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Fast, fast. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Found out the hacks, put it underneath the rap. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. We in your city, pull up what we at.
Started in Richmond, art of my district. Heart of the mystics, started for biscuits. Father the isfits, martyr the misfits. God is my witness, God on my hit list. Moving the weight, we started with fitness. Moving with states, we art of the richest. Give me the blues, my heart is in Memphis. It's part of adventure, started my venture. The F is for food, the A is for art. The C is for clothes, I'm playing my part. T is for check, I'm playing it smart. S is for shelter, I stay in the park. Acres on acres, get lost in the dark. We playing a part, we playing it smart. Facts, facts,
okay.
Yeah.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Found out the hacks, put it underneath the rap. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. We in your city, pull up what we